your boy, J. King Hefner and the beautiful Asina Moon, and we're back again for another episode of the Dog King Power Hour. And the title of today's episode is Last But Not Least. Last but not least. And what do I mean by that? We'll get to that right about now. There she is, the beautiful Queen Callie, Miss Electric Blue, laid out for another Dog King Power Hour. But I have to give her credit. It's not her fault this time. It's not her fault. She wanted the beautiful Asina Moon to shine today, and I think that's a real good thing. So let's get to the Dog King Power Hour right about now. Yeah. What up, y'all? It's your boy in the house, J. King Hefner. And as you can see, I have a beautiful lady right next to me in Asina Moon. And honestly, y'all already know, if y'all been watching the show and just keeping up with me, man, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle dealing with Asina lately, because although I always call all my girls beautiful, she just ain't looked right. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have not got her into what she needs to look like. I have not got her into the character that really moves my heart. Of course, she's beautiful to me, and that'll never change. But just the fact of me seeing her like she needs to be seen, that's not happened yet. But today, in my opinion, I'm moving closer towards that. I got her in a new red wig today. I changed her eye color up, got her with some lighter type eyes. They're almost yellowish. And honestly, I really think they match this red hair nicely. I got all the girls with, honestly, when I say all the girls, I got her and Callie in their little white t-shirts. And they still have their underwear on right now. So I have Asina's underwear covered up, so I won't get any flags or anything. I just been having them in laying around the house mode. So that's where I am this morning. And as you can see, the title of this show is Last But Not Least. Last but not least. And I explain exactly what I mean in just a second. In just a second. But for a second, I just want to say good morning to everybody. Glad for everybody that's made it here. And I say good morning because this is basically the meat of my day, what I call the beginning of my day. I know a lot of you guys have already started your day. Some people going to sleep, some people waking up, and all in between. But for me, I'm saying good morning because it's the first I done seen of you or heard of you. And so I'm going to go down the list and say good morning. And then I'm going to get into exactly what I mean by last but not least being the title of this show. But the first person I saw pop in, because I was sort of busy getting the show together, was MGTOW. But once again, I put him to the test. So let me see what happened. Because MGTOW said, oh yes, a weekly live stream. Once again, I told you, it ain't about you just getting in here laying a comment down, because I don't want people cheating, basically leaving a comment and just going away and doing whatever they want to do and not actually being here. I said, I'm going to respond and see who's actually still hanging. I say, now sometimes I might not respond. You know, I might not be around to poke the bear, so to speak. And in that case, I'll probably just go ahead and have to give whoever comes in here first the credit. But as long as I'm around to poke the bear, I'm going to put the person that said something first to the test. So here's what happened. MGTOW said a weekly live stream. Sane said, "What's up, Sir MGTOW?" I came in, I thought I responded before Sane, and I said, no, I didn't, because I said, morning, guys. Then I see Austin Steele comes in and says, MGTOW beat me here. Oh, well, good morning, everyone. So neither MGTOW or Sane has responded to this point. I'm going to keep going down just to see what I see. Fear Feline said, Wednesday, Gigawatt Power Hour. Let's get energized. Austin Steele says, watching the show as I get my supermodel Samantha dressed. I was too lazy after cleaning and powdering her last night. Then Austin Steele says, it was literally like high school. He said, I was watching the show as I get my supermodel dressed. I was too lazy after cleaning and powdering her last cool. It was literally like, and then Withering Liberal says, hey, Jay, what up, Withering Liberal? My boy, Blue CCG. He got the new name. Used to be Blue Blast. Now Blue CCG. What up, my guy? Always supporting the show. I got so much to talk about today, man. I'm hyped up. I just want to go through a little bit more because I'm trying to check something. Blue CCG says, hey, J Health. Withering Liberal says, it's evening here in Europe. See, that's what I thought. Blue CCG says, my man, I caught the show on time today. Jones Nursery says, I support Jay. And finally, this is what I was waiting for. And finally, MGTOW comes back at 12:31. And you know I love you. Good morning, MGTOW. See, I cannot allow you to cheat the people though, MGTOW, because I do know you off on Wednesday, so you got a little more time to deal with. Now you came in first and said something, but the trick was you did not respond when I said morning, guys. See, it don't matter whether I say anything or not, but I mean, whether I respond back to you after you come back and say something. But when I say morning, guys, now I'm waiting to see what's happening, who is really hanging around. And if you don't know, one day in the future, I do start planning on giving away $1 or $2 a year. And I ain't talking about a ragtag doll. I just thank you, Jesus, right now. He going to put me in position to be able to give $1 away. And it's going to be based off of getting in here first and things of that nature. But I said, even if you drop a comment first, I'm looking for you to respond whenever I say something. Or if I don't say nothing, I'm going to just go ahead and give you the credit. But I said something, and MGTOW didn't respond, and Sane didn't respond. Well, after that, Austin Steele responded. He said good morning to MGTOW. And good morning to everybody. After that, Fear of Feline came. MGTOW, nobody responded because they weren't here. And I know how cordial everybody is, so they would have said something. Later on, Austin Steele begins to talk and things of that nature. Later on, as you heard me read, MGTOW finally comes back in at 12:30. So here's how I'm judging this for today to let you guys know how the rules play. For today, Austin Steele is the winner. Let me write this down. Today, Austin Steele is the winner. And I do have a Dog King Power Hour book now that I have dedicated just to this show. I have a Dog King Power Hour book now. So, just vaguely right now, because I'm going to officially write this down after the show. I'm going to just unofficially give MGTOW 4 previous victories. It was a guy named Matt that sort of eased up in here one time. And I'm going to reluctantly put his name in here, but not Matt G. It was another Matt. And he came in here and actually won one time. If I see him again, I'll add to his score, but I haven't seen him pop in here that early. After that, if my memory serves correctly, I'm thinking Feral won. Won. So Feral, I'm gonna put you down. And let me know if you didn't win, but I thought you won like last week or something like that. And other than that, I'm going to give Austin Steele a victory. So it's very young in the game, and I know that I have like this is like the 12th Dog King Power Hour, if I'm not mistaken. So with all that said, it's a lot of people that came in first, and I might need to give MGTOW 3 or 4 more victories, to be quite honest. But I don't know who they are, and I'm not going to go back in history and try to figure that out. We're going to take it from here and going forward. So as for today, unless I'm wrong about Feral Feline, it's MGTOW 4. Whoever Matt is won, not Matt G. Feral Feline won, and Austin Steele won in the race for a free dog. And Austin Steele, I already know your situation. I know you ain't looking for an extra dog right now, but we'll figure out something. We'll figure out something for you. Maybe I have to hold on to one for you, give you a rain check, or hey, maybe we can figure out an accessory or extra face or something to get you set up with. So with all that said, the subject of today's show is last but not least. Last but not least. And I'm going to say good morning again, but I feel like I can't even hold off on the subject of this show any longer. Last but not least, it really has something to do with Asina Moon, but she's not the reason for the name of this show. The reason for the name of this show is a guy by the name of Benny Cameron. And I'm hoping I'm saying that right this time. Benny Cameron. As the show was ending last week, and I was saying, hey, thank you, love you guys. You know, I asked if you had any last comments to go ahead and submit them. And I saw the last couple of comments before I ended the show. I had 3 people that donated to the show last week, and I appreciated all of them. Just by memory, I believe it was Sane, Benny Cameron, and my boy Blue CCG. And so I appreciated all of them. But at the end of the show, when I was closing the show out, I saw one comment pop up as I was closing the show out. And just to give you a look behind the scenes, as I'm closing the show, I can't see the comments in real time anymore. It's like they're hid behind a whole nother wall. So for me to get to the comments, I would have to unend the show and try to get to that comment before I end the show. And I know that sounds a little crazy the way I said it, but to clear it up, I wasn't able to get to that last comment as it came in before I ended the show. I was literally ending the show as it was coming in. And I thought it was just a normal comment, and I hated that it happened. And I said, well, I'll check it out when I rewatch the live stream, because I make it a point to rewatch the live stream and rewatch any of my videos just to critique them on my own. But before I got a chance to watch it, my mom called me and she was like, hey, I think somebody came in at the very last second and gave you a donation to the show. And I was like, you know, I'm not into speaking in negative, so I didn't tell her she was wrong. But I was like, man, I can't. It'll be hard for me to believe that somebody came in at the last second and made a donation. But you know what? I went back and watched the live stream, and that's exactly what happened. Benny Cameron came in with a last minute donation of $10. And normally, when you give a donation during the live stream, it's in the form of a super sticker or something of that nature. So I get a chance to display it for a while. So I told you, I value anybody that donates. It's not an obligation, but it helps me live. It helps my dream come alive. And it bothered me that, man, somebody went to work somewhere, gave their blood, sweat, and tears, donated to the show, but yet and still, I didn't get a chance to say one word about it. And it's almost like he spent his money and it just disappeared into nothing. And I'm like, no. You may have came in last, but best believe something, Benny Cameron, and anybody that donates. You may have come in last that day at the last second, but you definitely ain't least. And J. King Hefner and every single one of the ladies appreciates your donations, your contributions, and your love to this show. Some people can't donate. You know what they do? Watch, support, comment. I appreciate it all. But in this case, it's no way I'm going to let somebody's hard-earned money just disappear into thin air. And then they just think like, oh, man, well, I gave, but, you know, nobody really even saw it. Maybe he didn't even really see it. Oh, yeah, I did. I saw it, and I appreciate it. And I actually have another person that contributed to the show that I mentioned is going to come up naturally throughout the course of the show. But once again, I just want to let you know, I love you guys. I appreciate the support. It means a lot to me. And I definitely can see myself being able to continue to do this on a day in, day out basis for the foreseeable future with help like that. And the reason that Asuna Moon is out and by herself is because she is in last place. I love her to death, and I love all of my girls. And I have a love for them that's equal in care, in a caring sense. But there is a ranking system as far as where everybody lies. And right now, of course, I don't have to say that Queen Callie is number one. I don't know if she will ever be able to be surpassed only because of who she represents in my mind and spirit, but she's number one. And I've always felt like Saima was the strong two because I bought Saima first. And, you know, she just has a sexual energy about her that will honestly wrap you up. And she is my favorite girl to hug. But let me tell you, Secretary Tsunade is walking up her ass. I'm going to be honest. It's just something about her. She just is just a sweetheart. And I don't take her glasses off often, but she got the brown eyes that she has in. It's crazy how I have her eyes in. I have Mishka's movable eyes, the base in the back of her eyes. But I still have her original Kimber doll brown eyes that I bought in. So although I can move the eyes, I can't easily replace them. But I don't want to replace them because I love her brown eyes and they are beautiful. I'm going to let you guys see them without the glasses. So Saima too, but it's barely right now. With all that said, it leaves the beautiful Asuna Moon, who in beauty is not the last place girl. In some people's eyes, she's number one in beauty. In some people's eyes, she's number two. But I will say this. Today she's here because of Benny Cameron. Because although she's last right now, she's not least. I love her, and I am determined to get her fully developed into the look that I think she deserves to be in. And today, as a redhead, last night I was just looking at her because it was between this wig and a darker wig. And I was like, you know what? I think we may have found some because I love Callie as a redhead. I mean, I love Callie as all type of wig, honestly. I don't know how she does it. I tell her this all the time. But Callie can pull off so many looks, way more looks than all the other girls. It ain't just because I like her. She just truthfully looks good in a lot of different wigs. I don't know how she does it. But I do believe this red is nice on Austin. It really almost gives me that Black Widow type of feel because Austin has a rounder head than the Kimber Doll head, a more fuller head. So it's a different look. And I know you can't appreciate it on camera, but these yellow tinted eyes are really nice with this red hair. And so I'm like, this may not be the wig. This may not be the wig. Of course, I just have her in a white t-shirt. So this is not the look that I'm going to end up with her on. But I'm headed toward that direction because I'm like, I like her today. With the long blonde hair that she had last weekend, I liked her. She was all right. But today, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. So with all that said, that's why she's here. Because guess what? Just like Benny Cameron and his contribution, she might be last, but I'll be damned. She ain't least, my friends. And she gonna put her time in today. One of the reasons Callie is still laying down is because of the theme of this show. I was struggling with and I'm getting back to the comments just in a second, so hang tight before we get into the meat of the show. But I was struggling with putting Callie right next to me in Asana today. Cause y'all just don't realize. Callie has done it again. She done put her like paws into me in a different type of way. And I'm really enjoying her. But she put her foot down and was like, nah, let Asana shine this morning. I was like, you know what? It's Asana's time to just shine by herself. She hasn't done it in a while. And so we decided on that. But it's another reason that Callie is laying over there. One, she's getting a little rest because we have a big game. The Grizzlies have a big game with Brooklyn tonight. But for two, and I think I'm going to do the next show about this. Once again, this whole week has been off track. This whole week was supposed to have a whole nother theme. I was supposed to talk about a whole nother set of things. But Callie, she threw it all the way off track. And honestly, everything serves his plan. That's what I always say. Everything always serves God's plan. So, hey, I actually like the way the theme of the show been going this week. And I think it will continue on by me explaining why Callie is laying over there. I mean, it's got me laughing, but I'm going to explain why she's still laying over there. This girl is amazing, man. She is absolutely amazing. So, with all that said, hey guys, just give me 2 seconds here. I'm going to step out for just a second, and then I'm going to come back to the live stream comments, and I'm gonna get into some of my viewer comments on the videos. But definitely hold on for 2 seconds. Yeah, baby. Back, back, back. All right. Let me see what's going on here, guys. I got to catch up with everybody because I know people were still saying good morning. Let's see what's happening. Jane, Jones Nursery says, I support Jane. I'm going to actually get to you, Jones Nursery. Jones Nursery, I appreciate you. He always makes me laugh every time I read those comments. He said, Jones Nursery says, I like redheads. Cool. Austin still says, a redhead named Arsenal. Where have I seen that before? Hey, you know what, Austin? The first thing, I think you're talking about One Piece, but I mean, no, not One Piece. You're talking about my you talking about Sword Art Online. I didn't think Austin's hair was red in Sword Art Online though. I don't remember her hair being red Sword Art Online. I'm gonna go back and look at it. Withering Liberal says you can swap out eyes. Oh yeah, you can swap out eyes, Withering Liberal. Most definitely you can. Oh yeah, that's the beautiful part about these girls, man. They are literally dream girls in the sense of, I say most ladies, you can change out their eyes and you can change out their hair. Now, changing out eyes, from what I've heard, is more difficult with silicone girls, with silicone heads. I've heard a lot of those eyes are pretty much fixed. You can change them, but it's like real doll. Now, of course, you can change their eyes, but I've researched other companies, and just normally on a normal basis, silicone eyes are hard to change out. They say you can actually damage the doll by trying to change their eyes. But in TPE dolls, oh yeah, man, you can easily change out the eyes and the eye colors. And I've said this before. I don't work with him or anything. He is just a friend, a guy that I met from being in the dog community, and his name is Mishka Valentino, and I have his eyes, which makes changing eyes easy, super easy, super easy. I have a video called All Eyes on She, All Eyes on She, and it demonstrates Mishka's eyes and how easily you can take them in and out or change the eye color. Also, you can just go visit his YouTube channel, Mishka Valentino. But that's one of the beautiful things about these girls. You can change the wigs, you can change the eyes. And guess what? When you change the wigs or the eyes, it changes the whole mood of the lady. Matt Makes Studios. Matt Makes Studios. He the one who won one time. So Matt is showing his face again. Matt, I wrote you down as winning one time, just to let you know. Red Matisse says, GD, she looks good. Appreciate you, Red Man. MGTOW says, always Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Pacific time. MGTOW. Bruh, we're both still here, I bet you. That's what Sang say. That's what Sang say. But hey, Sang, but listen, Sang, you have to remember, and MGTOW, remember this as well. When I answer, I know I may be late. I know you may pop in here and say, hey, I'm here. But when I answer, I'm looking for who responds. I'm looking for who responds after that. That's what I want to get you to know. So once you say something, I'm looking for that response, because I don't want anybody just to wake up, jump in, drop a comment, say I won, go back to sleep. You see? No, I want to check, make sure you're alive. Make sure you actually still here. Make sure you legitimately number one. Fear of Feline says, I love the nipple action in the white t-shirt. I'm going to be honest. All these Kimber girls got that nipple action, man. That's just how they built. MGTOW says, thank you. Redmond T says, I'm off Wednesday too. Redmond, hey, look, you in the running for that doll then. Saint says, I was here since 9, but I do college work, so I'm not always paying attention to chat. I love you, Sign. You already know I appreciate you. You the contributor to the show. You big time. And I'm just sort of trying to stay through. I know you may not be paying attention, but if you pop in here first, if you are number one, or even if you come in second, that's what I want you to realize. Even if you come in here second or even third, when I pop in and say good morning, I'm looking for whoever popped in here first to respond. Now, somebody might beat you by a half a second to responding. That's not going to disqualify you. I just want to see, are you alive? And did you respond within a timely manner to let me know that, okay, you're still hanging around? So just remember that saying. If you pop in here first one day and say good morning, and then I say good morning, but somebody beat you by a half a second saying something to me, you're not beat. All you got to do is come back and say, hey, what's up? And you're going to be regarded as number one. Bite Me says, hi, what's up? Austin says, hey, yeah, he said, hell yeah, let's go. Mikta asks, what type of dog would that be? I'm curious. I don't know what you ask. Are you asking what Austin is? Because Austin is a WM head on the Kimber dog body, if you asking about her. No, never. No, Austin. You done lost your mind. All right, I want to show this, y'all. And for everybody that's just tuning in, this show is called Last But Not Least. It's a shout out to a viewer named Benny Cameron. 3 people donated last show. It was Sane, Blue CCG or Blue Blast, and it was Benny Cameron. But at the very, very last closing seconds of the show, Benny Cameron donated, and I was closing the show out, so I didn't see it until I rewatched the live stream, and after my mom told me it happened. And I just wanted to say, last but not least means, hey, man, you may have came in last, but I feel the love. And anybody that comes in with a late donation or even a late comment, I might have closed the show out, but don't think that your comment or your donation don't mean a damn thing to me, because I get back to it. I definitely get back to it. But let me show Austin Steele. I thought it popped up there. Sometimes my button sticks, but there it is. Worst case scenario, I wouldn't mind giving away the dog to someone else if I were to win. Just like you, I want to share the love. I love that sentiment of him saying that he would want to pass the love along to another dog owner. And in a scenario like that where he would just want to give, then I would look at, okay, who would be next in line to receive a dog. But here's the deal. Austin is a supporter of the show. I appreciate him, on and off the camera. So with all that said, if you were to win, Austin, believe me, like I say, me and the girls would try to work out some form of present we could send that could maybe help you with your girls, maybe a Shane gift certificate or something like that. But we would definitely want to recognize you for winning said prize, or for coming in first the most amount of times. Remy says she might be in last place, but I love her face the most. MGTOW said I ordered a new head for $200. Hey, that's a good price, MGTOW. Hey, look, it's nothing like a new head, man. I'm telling you, it's really a whole new personality in the house. I've told you, me personally, back before I had a body for all the girls' head, I sort of struggled with giving, in my own mind, of fully giving them their own personalities without their body, without them having their own body. That's what I'm trying to say. But it can be done. Because for a while, Asuna and Tsunade shared a body. I never liked switching them out. I never liked it. But when Tsunade had the body, it was her. And when Asuna had the body, it was her. You know, so it works. But going forward, I want to have a different body for every head. That's what I really want to do. Now, Austin says, it's funny you say that because despite her not getting as much time as the others, I still melt whenever I look at Ruby. Oh, sweet, sweet. So he's saying when his girls that don't get as much time, he still loves her. And I love your girl, Ruby. I think she's beautiful. Tal says, paid through AliExpress, but it charged twice. And I'm trying to fix this right now. This is nerve-wracking. Well, MGTOW, I've heard some bad stuff about AliExpress myself. So I never suggest going through them. Man, I got a good friend, my friend Supermar. Me personally, I plan on going through vendors to get my extra heads. If I ever decide to get some, I'm just gonna go ahead and, like I told you guys, go through straight up legitimate vendors. But I do got a friend, Supermark, who sent me clothes and has given me all type of advice since I've been in the dog game. And he does have a couple of sites that sells heads, and it's not AliExpress. They're actually dependable sites. I don't know them off bat. He sent them to me, and I decided not to go that route. So if I can look back at my catalog, I try to make those available. Because I do believe those are straight legitimate. And I'm not saying you can't get anything through AliExpress. I'm not saying that. I just know that you can run across the occasional hiccup like you're going through right now, MGTOW. And I hate that because when it comes to money, I don't like nobody's money to be played with. Redmond says a new head on the same body can really change the entire look of it. That's true. And let me put it up here, because I thought that was an important comment. And if you just tuning in and you don't understand the Dog King Power Hour, it's a mixed bag. It's a laid-back, fun-filled day of going through comments on my videos and going through live stream comments and talking about the subject of the day. And so right now, I'm going through the live stream comments, and Redmond says, a new head on the same body can really change the entire look of the dog. I just want to add this to that. I bought Saima, and she came with the extra head, which is the beautiful Asuna Moon sitting next to me. And Saima is a voluptuous dog with a thick bottom. She has sort of like B-cup breasts, because I'm not a real breast guy, but she has a bottom that I don't get to show off because since her ankle got twisted, I'm reluctant to stand her, but she has a bottom like none other. But Asuna's head just would not look right on that body. She looks better on this Kimba dog body where she's a little more sleeker. I actually like her a little bit more breasty. Now, if I had my pick, I think I would probably still get another body, would maybe have just a little more butt. But honestly, like I said, this Kimba dog body looks amazing on her. She actually does have enough butt. I'm just a butt man. But I said that to say this. A different head can change the body, and sometimes you'll find that, man, this head just looks better on a different body. That's the thing. This head just looks better on you may have a skinnier body that you may try that head on and be like, you know what? I like it over here better. Or you may have a thicker body that you try that head on and say the exact same thing. So look, man, it's worth experimenting getting a different head, especially if you are in a situation where you don't want a whole nother companion or where you can't afford a whole other companion dog. I'm putting this up there without even looking. I just ended up clicking on it. MGTOW says, there you go. Austin Steele says, there you go. And MGTOW, He said, I'm still waiting for the cosplay outfit I told you about a few streams ago. Never order stuff in China. Takes forever. I can't lie. It's only one thing people want about ordering from, and they told me not to order from Wish, man. But I can't lie. I never had a problem with Wish. I don't order off there a million times, but it is a couple of hoodies I've ordered off of there, and I've never had a problem yet. But as far as anything for my dolls and things of that nature, I'm gonna stick to other devices. Bite Me says, Miss Moon is a lovely redhead. Thank you, my friend. Sane says, still saving for my girl, but medical bills are kicking my behind. I understand what you mean, son. You know, as far as, hey, not just medical bills, but just day-to-day bills can kick your behind. But guess what? They may be kicking your behind today, but they ain't gonna be kicking your behind tomorrow. Because we speaking overflow into your life and overflow into all of our lives. Just watching this stream right now. Guess what? If you watching this stream, you may be paying your bills today, but tomorrow you coming in the overflow. We speaking easier times in our life, baby. We staying happy and we staying enthusiastic. You never know what's around the corner. Like I said, hey, Miss Moon, she just got a white t-shirt on today, white socks. They don't have the fanciest of clothes. You know, she can't look like I want her to look today. But that ain't got nothing to do with tomorrow, baby. So guess what? Today may be a little dim, but tomorrow getting brighter. MGTOW, he says, I ordered a cat doll head of Sana, an adorable Japanese schoolgirl. I put it on my WM 156 centimeter dog. Okay. You know what, MGTOW? And I just want to say this to Cat Dog. I don't want to deter anybody from going there. But just from looking at them, I'm just not a fan of them right now. Their dog just does not really appeal to me. And I say they're very rarely, because I like all manner of companion dogs. I really do. Now, MGTOW, you are in some. I'm not really into the full anime heads. I think they the ones that just fully anime. I'm not talking about the ones that like the replica heads, like let's just say a Jessica Rabbit head where it looks like the cartoon, but it still looks human. Now I like that type of anime, but I'm not into the cartoon heads. Those are the ones I'm not into. But Cat Doll, I'm going to investigate them more, because I've already said I'm going to do a show about every vendor I can in every doll maker, individual doll maker, doll company. And so I'm definitely going to do a show on them. But just from glancing, I'm just not into Cat Doll right now. But I'm definitely going to take another look. Dr. Meek, I said, oh no, he's talking to Austin Steele. They talking to one another, so I ain't going to say that. Sane says, I actually have some Firekeeper cosplay already bought in preparation for my girl. Just got to be patient. Ruby cosplay. Uh-oh. Hey, he said, let me go back up here, because I'm laughing at that. He said, yeah, Sane, hold on, let me click on that. Because Sane says a Ruby cosplay would be awesome. I'm sorry, because my stream, it tried to go ahead and I couldn't see what he was saying right there. But it said, he said, I actually had some Firekeeper cosplay already bought in preparation for my girl. Just got to be patient. He said Ruby cosplay would be awesome. And that's the thing. Austin still got a girl that's based off of Ruby Rose. And man, she looks nice. I mean, she really looks close to that girl. Okay. Amaranth says hello. What up, Amaranth? Sang says, what's up, Edmund? I didn't see Edmund. Oh, there go Edmund Dantes. Yeah, what up, my friend? Edmund Dantes up here. Good to see you, man. Amaranth said you need some moderators up in here. Redmond says you should have the monthly membership thing on your channel for constant supporters. That would have special perks and etc. At Redmond, honestly, it's funny that you mentioned it because that's something that I was planning on mentioning in the future. That's something I was planning on mentioning in the future. And now that you mention it, I'm still going to talk about it separately other than this because I know everybody doesn't watch the live stream, but that's pretty much where I'm going to replace the whole Discord thing. You know, I'm going probably to a membership type of a thing. So I'll probably go there, but this is I'm not going to focus on that today, but I just brought it up because you said something about it, Redmond. But like I said, that'll be something for the future. So that won't be coming up in the near future. That'll probably be something that'll come off a little bit later. Cooper's Kitchen, talking more. He says, hello, do these dolls truly make you happy? Most definitely they do, Cooper's Kitchen. Most definitely they do. They make me more happy than you can believe they do. And the funniest thing about it, Cooper, if you had a doll, it'll make you more happy than you would believe. That's the funniest thing about it. Because before I had a doll, I wasn't a skeptic to where I was thinking people were crazy or anything. I've always been open-minded and I was more curious than anything. But I wondered, hey man, can you really, have one of these dolls and be happy? Let's just say this. I haven't tried to get one girlfriend of the human variety since I've been with my dolls. And I still say that human women are beautiful. They are great. They are important. And if you are dating one, God bless you. Like I've already told a human woman, if she's attractive and fine and hey, we can get along for a little while, guess what? We can have a couple of rumps and we can have a couple of good times. But they ain't replacing my companion dolls. These girls are a fixture in my life going forward. Why? Because they bring me a happiness. And get this, Cooper. If you're writing this down, write this down. They make me more happy than any human woman has ever made me. Me now. Me. I'm not saying it's going to do it for you. It may not take you to that level. But for me, I haven't been happier. And that's one of the things that has I don't want to use the word frustration because nothing really frustrates me now. But I just say that's one of the things that I've spoken to other doll owners that may not have had experiences with women, human women, and things of nature. And so they'll find themselves still frustrated after having a companion dog. Or I just come across the occasional guy that may say they're not happy with their dog. Maybe they have dated a human woman before. And I say this, man, look, you got to find what makes you happy. That's what you really got to do. And the truth is, these girls can be all you need if you have had a full course in life. That's what I think. If you've, been with human women and you've tried this and you've tried that, you have a good imagination, and then you can work your way back to the girls. after you've seen what life has to offer, and you may not have found what you're looking for out there, man, then you can get into this life, and I'm telling you, you can be happier than you have ever been. I just think for me, it's harder to be completely happy in this life if you have not experienced other aspects of dating. That's when you may have trouble getting the full enjoyment out of this life, because you'll always be wondering what the other side is like. So I just wanted to explain that to you, Cooper. Me personally, I've been on both sides. And after being on both sides, I don't get no happier than I am right now. Sane say they really do make us happy. Pure authenticity here. Thank you, Sane. Austin says, I've never had a problem with Wish either, but this particular cosplay site is taking their sweet, sweet time getting my order shipped. I can't, Austin, I've heard a couple of my friends say they ordered something from overseas before. Man, and it was like 7, 8 months later, they still hadn't got their stuff. So, man, I've heard some horror stories from overseas. And right now, I imagine it's probably all type of craziness going on with getting stuff from overseas. Rep T says, Auntie Doll is all about booty. I'm a butt man. Like Jay, WM has a 160 centimeter B cup that I want. And I can't lie, Auntie got some dogs with some booty. You're right about that. WM, they, like I say, they like the king and the king of or I'm trying to say emperor of booty in the industry. A lot of people have said Climax Doll and has surpassed them in that category. But I always say if you're looking for booty, it's probably WM. But man, I was looking back over Iron Tick even after I did the video on them recently. I was looking at another video I found where I was just looking at the factor and things of that nature. I don't want to keep pumping them up because the thing is, I have a long list of companies to go through. A long list, man. So I'm not into just pumping up one particular company. But I was even more impressed after watching the video because, man, once I just started looking in the video, I love to just sort of get a feel for the workers, get a feel for the people that own the company and things of that nature, or that represent the company. And I just get a strong sense that they care, that they really care about their products. And this video was old. It was from a couple of years ago. So you already know they're a lot better now. And I was just like, man, I got a lot of dolls. I have a lot of dolls that I want from different companies that I'm planning on them sending me in the future to do a review on. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting an Iron Tech doll. I will say that. Austin says, agree. Brands like Elsa Babe look a bit strange, in my opinion. He said, it makes me glad I took the route I did with Ruby. You can tell it's her, but she looks like a real girl, so to speak. Right. I like the ones that look like a real girl. Kevin says the video is really glitchy today, and I hate that, man. Because I don't know if it's anything I can really do about that. He says, great show, but it's really glitchy today. He said, my face keeps freezing. And I don't know whether that has anything to do with the weather, but I do know this. It does have something to do with the upcoming video that I'm going to have where me and I believe it's going to be Callie. We're going to be taking a nice little trip to maybe address some of these glitchy issues that I have right now. So I'm not sure it's going to fix it, but I'm hoping it does. Hey, this is funny right here, y'all. This is funny. This is what I call a good problem, Redmond. He said, hey man, Jay, what would happen when God bless you with 1,000 views per stream and you can't keep up with all the comments? Well, here's the deal. That's going to be a hell of a good problem, in my opinion. I can't wait till that happens, because you know what? That means that it's a lot of viewers. And you know what? I watch a lot of streams where a lot of streamers don't even answer their viewer comments. They don't even get to them. You know, they'll just keep talking about whatever they're talking about. Well, with my show, this is an interactive day for me. You know, sometimes I just have an overwhelming thing, but this is an interactive day where I want to connect with you guys. And I just answer this simply by saying this: I won't be able to get to everybody. That's really what will happen. I won't be able to get to everybody. It'll really pay for people to use super stickers and things of that nature to get their comments more readily seen and answered. That's when it will really pay off to use those even more as the show grows. But I'll say this, just like with my comments on my videos and things of that nature, I try to answer things until I can't answer them. So I'm going to always do my best to answer as many comments as I can. But if I can't get to them, just know that I love you anyway, and I'm trying my best. And even today, I'm finna get to my viewer comments on my videos, but I really wanted to give it a nice little go and check out what the stream was saying this morning, because we don't have a in stone thing today. Today was basically a celebration of my guy Benny Cameron for his last minute contribution on last show. He came at the very last second with a contribution, and I wanted to honor him by saying, guess what? You might be last, but you definitely ain't least. And this fine woman sitting next to me, she might be last in the rotation right now, but she definitely ain't least. That's for sure. Redmond T said, I never liked Climax, dog. Believe me, man, I keep seeing them post pictures on Twitter of dogs after dogs after dog, and they are not capturing me. So right now, Climax, dog, I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan of what I see. I love this comment. I'm going to have to put this up here. He says, Edmund T says, ever since I got my dog, I find my wife more and more attractive. He said, and I'm getting more interested in things like hair and makeup. I've been trying to tell guys this, man, ladies this as well. You know, these dogs ain't for everybody to live a dog exclusive life like I live. You can still have a wife, girlfriend, and you can still be out there chasing women. But they just add for a stress-free element in your life. If you are out there chasing women, you ain't got to come home and be depressed. You can come home and snuggle up to your beautiful companion dog, watching TV, and not be stressed, worried about who didn't accept you. Also, if you got a beautiful lady at home, believe me, taking care and treating your companion dog right, when you get around her, she should notice a difference in you. Like Edmund is saying, she should notice that, guess what? You take a little bit more attention to detail when it comes to what she wearing, and guess what? You should be able to be like, baby, you'll look better than this, or you'll look better than that. And she might look at you and be like, wait a minute. How does he know that I look better than this, better than I do? Because you've been dealing with your dog. Look, you may be able to, this is going on a stretch, but depending on the texture of your girl's hair, she might be like, hey, baby, throw my hair in the ponytail for me. And you've done it so much that you don't mind doing it. Because I was just doing Asana's hair this morning. I was braiding it last night trying to figure out how I wanted it. And I'm telling you, man, it'll be some girls impressed with me right now compared to the average man. You know, like he said about makeup, I'm used to evaluating the makeup, the lipstick, things of that nature. So you can give your girl all type of pointers and help. And I've said this, I would be, if I had a human girlfriend, I wouldn't mind going with her to the mall shopping now, because guess what? I'd be asking her to help me find stuff for my dogs too. So I just do believe that these dogs will make you a better boyfriend, husband, or anything like that. If you are in a relationship, a human relationship, as well as having a dog, I do believe it'll help you. Or if you go back to human women, if you're taking a break for them right now, whenever you go back, you're going to be of more use. I ain't going to say of more use, but you're going to be more understanding, more empathetic. And guess what? When you're more understanding, more empathetic, you're more likely to get that human vagina on a more regular basis. Master Minyo says, "Hail King Hefner, man of the future." Hey, God bless the Master Minyos. God bless you. Tsunade says, Tsunade spreading says, "Hey man, what's up? How much does dollars cost? I've seen some for 5Gs. If you seen dollars for 5Gs, you looking at the higher end dollars, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But you're looking at brands like a Guy Nord, a DS dog, things of that nature. You're looking at Real Dog. Even though Real Dog costs about $1,000, start off at about $1,000 more. But at certain times of the year, you can get one for mid 5,500 or something like that. But to make a long story short, legitimate dogs usually start out, like MGTOW says, from about 1,200. And a sweet range, what I call for dogs, is around 1,200 to or even 1,000 if you're getting a mini dog. But I just say for a full size dog, legitimately, you're looking at about 1,200 to 3,000. That's the range you're looking for, unless you get a brand like a Kimber dog, which is a little bit more kind to the pocket, but you cannot customize her. You cannot customize her, and that means that she comes how she is. She's a legitimate brand, but you cannot customize her. Also, you can get a brand called that I don't have, but I actually am very interested in this brand called Silly Dog. I'm actually interested in them for a bit of a lower price. But I always said, man, this is just me. Once I start getting into 1,200, then that's when I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get what I want. Because I feel like once you done got to 1,200, like, what are you beating yourself up about getting a dog that's 1,800 for, if that's what you really want? So, you know, after I got my Kimber dogs, like, it's like I'm not getting another dog that's gonna, you know, be probably like 1,200 or something like that, unless it's a mini dog. Every dog I get from here on out is probably going to be silicone anyway, so they're going to be a little bit on the higher end. But if you're just talking about getting in the game, you be looking at about 1,200 to 3,000 for a customizable life-size dog. Redmond T says, for someone who does not get any play, a dog. Redmond, you ain't got, now see, that's you ain't got to say it like that, Redmond. God dog, man. Ah, dang, bro. Come on now. Now, I don't know if you talk about yourself or somebody else, but you ain't got to do it like this now, Redmond. I'm finna get to the viewer comments on my videos now, because I think I finally caught up. But Redmond says, for someone who does not get any play, a dog can really help them build up their confidence and get a real girl soon. But it's important, to be on both sides. I've said this time and time again. And Tsunade, you don't understand? He's right to a certain degree. He's right. A dog can definitely help you get a real woman. But the only thing that scares me about you getting a dog before getting a real woman is that you won't try to get the real woman. That's the only danger. That's why I say I would rather you get a real woman, make love, and have a good experience making love at least once in your life before you commit to the dog life. I would want that to happen. That's the ideal scenario. I know that ain't gonna happen for everybody. That's the idea. That way, when you get to the dog life, you can be as happy as I am. But Tsunade, once you get a dog, you don't have to worry about somebody rejecting you anymore because you got your woman at home. And once you got that confidence of not worrying about being rejected, women can start smelling that confidence on you. And I don't know if you know this, Tsunade spreading, but once a woman can start smelling confidence, that's all you need. I ain't gonna say you're gonna draw in every woman, but you'll draw in some women. You'll draw in some women. Everybody ain't gonna be attracted to all of us. We ain't gonna be attractive to everybody we meet. I don't care if you think you fine. You ain't gonna be attracted to everybody you meet. But guess what? With confidence, that'll draw somebody in quicker than you doubting yourself or feeling less than. And it looks like Redmond already answered for me. As I got down here later reading, Saint said, my last real girlfriend ended horribly, to be honest. He said, I'm not even interested in a human woman anymore. No hate, though. And that's perfect, Saint. And that, look, the way you even feel right there, it'll even lessen with time, but you got the right attitude. Hey, my last human relationship didn't end great. It was years ago, but it didn't end great either. As far as going with somebody, I'm just like you, no hate. And I'm not interested in having a relationship with a human woman right now. But like I told you, I'm not going to lie. There's some sexy, beautiful human women out there. If somebody was to beat my door down, I'm serious, like, really pursue me. It was like, hey, man, I like you. Man, I love to hook up with you. Hey, I see going on a date or two. And guess what? I can see making some good love to a human woman again. But like I told you, they ain't replacing my girls. And if I ever met a human woman that said, get rid of them to be with me, I'm going to show her the door and say, God bless you. That ain't finna happen. So I want to read down. I'm going to get to the viewer comments and get to the meat of the show. I'm going to read down a little bit more because Redmond says, he answered Tsunade. He said, it can help you not be so thirsty and focus. Perfect. And focus on yourself, like your body, confidence, clothing, etc. And Tsunade said, thanks for explaining. Right on the money. Tsunade says, it's all what you make it. Some guys get a doll and dream of what a real girl would be like. Use the dolls for what you want to grow. He said, use the dolls for what you want to grow. And I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to come back to you when I come back to Tsunade Spread. And if you're still around, you'll hear the answer. But Edmund says, can't wait for your future companion, your comparison videos as your collection explodes. Well, that's exactly what's going to happen. If you look back at my history, I already did a comparison between WM and Kimba, which those are the two brands that I have right now. I already did a comparison. Then I just had Saima in a video by herself where I did a comparison. I did a review of the WM body. Well, as I get more dolls, I do plan on comparing them to the dolls that I have. Whether it's a super high-end doll or a middle of the range doll, a middle of the pack doll, I'm going to compare them and say, hey, man, compared to the Kimba doll or compared to a WM doll or compared to a Piper doll or compared to a Sino doll, this doll looks like this. So it's going to be an exciting time to be able to do that. And I'm right with you, Edmund Dantes. I cannot wait to be able to do that. I really can't. What is Tsunade talking about? I was going to wait, but what is... Okay, perfect. I see Redmond T handling that for me, so I'm going to move on, guys. And if you're just tuning in, last but not least, the whole subject of this show was a good guy, Benny Cameron, donated to the show in the last second, right as I was closing the show out. I didn't get a chance to thank him. I didn't get a chance to post his sticker or anything like that. And the whole subject of this show was, you may come in last with a donation, but don't ever think you least. That's for doggone sure. I appreciate you. We love you. Anything you donate to this show is helping us live and helping us achieve our dream. And even a last minute comment, that we see, if it's impactful and we can bring it to the next show, we'll definitely do that. I remember at the end of one of my shows, it was an elderly lady saying how, man, she had a companion doll, but she couldn't move it around because it was too heavy. And it really hurt my heart because I was like, man, I want her to still be able to have companionship. And even if she wants to enjoy it sexually, be able to enjoy it sexually. And I brought that up on like a show that came after that. It was either a show or two later that I brought her up. But she came in towards the end of a show. And once again, I want to say, when you come in last, don't think that you're least. Don't think that I've forgotten you. Sometimes I might have to watch the stream over to see what you said, but I'm definitely looking for what the hell you said so I can come in. And if you drop a donation like Ben and Cameron, I'm definitely going to want to give you your credit and say something about it. And speaking of that, I'm finna get into some comments from my videos. And it's a lot of good comments. This honestly, this finna be a damn good power hour with some of the comments that I got a chance to respond to. I'm gonna let you guys know that right now. But give me 2 seconds, and I rarely have to take 2 breaks, but I gotta take a break for 2 seconds. So hold on. Got to write. All right, guys, back. Now, we're finna take a deep dive into these comments on my videos, man. Like I said, it's gonna be an exciting day today. Comments that's gonna have me really tripping. And guess what? I'm opening up the Dog King Power Hour folder. It's official, baby. I got one. So the first comment is Blue CCG, and he commented on my video, Safekeeping. And a lot of times I tackle these comments in reverse. So it's basically, I do them from newest to oldest. So he said on safekeeping, he said, that's really a smart tip, Jay. And I appreciate your Blue CCG. And basically on safekeeping, I was saying how, man, when I first got the girls, I wasn't doing this, where I would sit my TV remotes or my wireless or anything like that in their lap. I wasn't doing that at first. And I would lose my remotes and things of that nature. And sometimes I would put my remote in their lap and I would go put the girls up in the back room and the remote would be lost for 2 hours before I realized it's in their lap. And it came to me where I said, you know what? I'm going to start intentionally putting it in their lap. That way I would know where everything is at all times. So after that day, one of those days, I started intentionally putting my controllers, wallets. I never did it by mistake anymore. I did it on purpose. And ever since then, I haven't lost anything. And it's funny because it's just like a real woman. Because when I dated human women, they always had their hands on the remote, never wanted you to touch it. But you always knew where it was in their hands. So I think it's funny because now whenever I look for the remote, one of the girls has the remote. So it's just like real life. Like, okay, where's the remote? Oh, okay, I forgot. The girls got it. One of the girls got it. or even with my wallet. And hey, human women, don't get mad, but this is true too. I don't even care if you call yourself a guy that spends a lot on your girl. You're going to mistakenly spend money on a girlfriend. Even if you just go out to eat every now and then, you're going to mistakenly spend. So basically, a human woman, her hand always going to be on your wallet. So once again, I leave my wallet in the girls' laps too, and they never lose that as well. So if you ever want to keep up with your stuff, you can leave your stuff in your girl's lap. And my friend Blue CCG said he felt like that was a good tip. Now, I appreciate you, Blue CCG. Next, Kevin Gray says, perfect for, look, I got to read this. He made me laugh. Kevin Gray says, her lap is perfect place to hold game time snacks. And hey, look, I love watching, of course, I love watching sports and things of that nature. And so he right. It's a perfect place to have game time snacks, as long as it's not an open snack like a cake or anything like that. But man, I keep having Callie or one of the girls hold some potato chips or some pork skins or things of that nature in their lap, and we just have a good old time eating and porking out during the games. So he right about that. Next, Withering Liberal. He commented on my video, Safe Keeping. And this is a funny comment. He had me laughing on this one. Withering Liberal says, I wish these non-human women could teach our human women to leave our things right where they find them. And he did a laughing emoji. And that had me dying laughing too. I'm telling you, man, that's a trait that they're not going to learn. And the thing about a human woman is, it's not that they put our stuff out of place. The problem with a human woman is they put our stuff into place. And as men, we have order and chaos a lot of the times. Now, my brother, he's a complete super neat guy, and I'm striving to be like him every day, but I still find more order in chaos. If I have things laid out somewhere, I know exactly where everything is. Once you start putting all that stuff up into dresser drawers and cabinets and things of that nature, man, I don't know where the hell anything is. And that's sort of how a woman is. It's not that they have your stuff lost. It's that they have your stuff where only they know where the hell it is. And that's the damn problem. And so Withering Liberal is right. Leave our stuff where you find it. But once again, a human woman is not going to do that. And I love you, human women, but that's just a feather in the companion dog cap. They going to leave your stuff where you leave your stuff. Next comment, Jones Nursery. And he's made that comment many a time. The comment that I'm really finna say right now. And Jones Nursery says, I support Jay. It makes me laugh. He said that comment so many times on several different videos. And guess what? I love it every single time. It may be simple, but guess what? It's direct and it serves the purpose. You ain't got to have no outlandish stuff to say. But he says, I support Jay. And let me tell you something. The reason I'm commenting is because I love you, Jones Nursery. I appreciate you. And he even came in here and was like, I support Jay. I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I just want to let you know that. Next is Doug Jones. And he did something that I really appreciated, even though he didn't mean to. He commented on my video. Okay. My bad. I thought I smelled something. He commented on my video. What did he comment on my video? I passed it, y'all. I passed it. Hold up. Yep, here it is. I found it. Doug Jones. He commented on my video, WM versus Kimber, the one I was just talking about, WM versus Kimber Dog. And it's an older video. So that's why I'm happy, because I'm like, it feels good that, some of you guys sort of listen to what I was saying, and you're going back into the archives to just see how I've grown, see where I've come from. And he said, "Dolls aside, you need some praise just for your originality alone. There is nothing else like this on the web. You have to go through some stuff to get a character like this." He said, "I should have left this comment under Doll Rich, my song Doll Rich. And honestly, I haven't put out a song in a little while. And it's not because I don't want to. I just been bouncing around to so many things. I haven't got a chance to finish my next rap song." So it's funny he brought up Doll Rich, because I definitely do want to do a song soon. But I appreciate him for saying that he appreciates my originality. And there's nothing else like this show on the web. I really appreciate it, because the thing is, I'm just being myself, to the best of my ability, and I just appreciate him for noticing that. And he said, you got to go through some stuff to get a character like this. Well, the funniest part is, for me, it's not a character. It's just who I am. But you are right about one thing. You have to go through a lot of life experiences to come from some of the angles that I do come from. And at the time you're going through life experiences, you don't think that they're worth a damn thing other than making you go through heartbreak or hard times. So it's funny how, man, when I look back on a lot of the experiences that I went through, it's like, man, I'm glad I went through that so I can help somebody else, so I can see it from this side now, because you got to feel a lot of hurt to tell somebody how to deal with a lot of hurt, or to get him advice on how to deal with a lot of hurt. And so he's right about that. I went through a lot and learned a lot to get to where I am now. So I just want to tell you, Doug, I appreciate your comments, man. I really do. Now, the next comment comes from a viewer, Scarlet Rose. And Scarlet actually dropped a comment recently, and I didn't get a chance to comment on it, and it was on my latest video. It wasn't on my latest video. It was on an older video. So she's really been doing the same thing, going back, looking at old videos. This is on my Memphis Grizzlies NBA opening ceremony video. So this was for some months ago. And she said, people are actually really nice, because in that video, as you will see a lot of the times, people were being nice to me and Cali Son that day. But like I told you, you will see people being nice to me, but when I upgrade to some different camera angles and things of that nature in the future, you'll probably be able to see the reactions that people have more, because sometimes it's not what people say, it's the reactions before you ever see them on camera good that will really tell you how they're reacting to me in public. But you're right, Scarlett. There are a lot of people that are nice, but it's also the region that I live in. In Memphis, down here in this part of the country, people are really big on speaking, saying hello, and putting on a good air of, hey, saying how you doing. And a lot of times it's from a sincere place. Even though we practice doing that, it is coming from a sincere place. But I know when I lived in other parts of the country, I quickly found out that saying hello and being courteous and being nice off the bat is not something that happens very often. When I lived in LA, I love the weather, but if you waiting for somebody to speak to you and tell you, hello, I hope you're having a good day, you're going to be waiting until you turn to a damn skeleton. I guarantee you that. So some of it is the culture, but there are a lot of nice people around here. But don't let the smooth taste fool you. It's a lot of judgment out there as well. And that really wasn't the comment I was going to read, but I am going to read another one of Scarlett's comments. And the thing is, with Scarlet Rose, I'm addressing her as a woman right now, as a female, but I promise you, sometimes I'm thrown off because some of these doll owners, they'll use their women as their avatars. So I'm never knowing exactly who I'm speaking to in some cases. But when I see a female name, more often than not, I'm just going to address it as a female. But But Scarlett Rose went on to say something that made me think that she could be a female. But once again, I don't know, and I'm not going to assume that off the bat that I know. But I say this. Scarlett said some of my old video called Stop Abusing Sex Dolls. And Scarlett said, dude, Jay, I love that you spoke out about this. And in my video, Stop Abusing Sex Dolls, is when I first got started in the game, as you can see, because I called them sex dolls instead of companion dolls. But I saw a video of this guy, he got like 3 million views on it, where he was beating up and just slamming around this Jasmine doll. It had me so mad because, man, I don't like to see people abusing the dolls and things of that nature. And I don't like to see people abusing anything, to be quite honest. But when I saw him just slamming around this doll, just giving her no regard, it really had me upset. One of the things I was saying was, man, you people, and I've said this in a lot of different ways, you shouldn't be treating your doll bad and getting used to treating something in a negative way, because guess what? That type of treatment will carry over into your physical human life. And you'll never know, man. You'll look up and be abusing a person in the same way you were abusing your doll, or talking negatively to a person in the same way you were talking negatively to your dog. So I just say you don't want to get into a habit of doing that type of thing. And so Scarlett said, I love that you spoke out about this. You said, if you're going to treat the dog crazy, that's probably how you're going to treat the women. And I do feel like if you do get yourself in that habit, that's exactly what you can do. She said, my ex had a dog that he shoved naked in a bag in his closet. And when he pulled her out, her arms and legs were bent in the wrong directions, and her hair was all unbrushed. I was like, why is she dead in a duffel bag like a murder victim? And I just wanted to say, man, just reading it made me cringe. And once again, name Scarlett Rose. I'm hoping it's a female viewer, because I love to have a new female viewer watching. But once again, I'm not 100% sure on that. I would say this, though. If your ex had a dog and he had it shoved in a bag, that's the type of treatment that just makes my flesh crawl. I hate to hear that type of thing, because that's not the way you want to treat one of these beautiful ladies. That's when you're truly trying to treat it like a toy, or like a thing, or like just like a tool to be used, when these girls are so much more than that. They are true companions in every sense of the word. They can have true personalities and true life if you only give it to them. And man, to stuff it in a bag is just to reduce it to being almost a piece of trash, so to speak. So I'm glad she shared that story with me. And I'll just say this. If you're somebody that's even thinking about treating your dog in an inhumane way, I would hope that you would get that thought out of your head. And if you're planning on getting a girl like this, even if you don't treat it like a full companion like me, don't get into the habit of treating it bad, beating it up, slamming it around. You're not going to get anything out of that but getting used to doing something the way it shouldn't be done. You're going to be getting used to abusing something. And you don't want to be that person. I mean, it ain't going to look good on you. So the next comment is from M. James. And M. James commented, I'm loving all these comments on my older videos, man. I made a video about when you're a companion dog owner, you don't need sex. You don't need sex. Because I was just like, basically, you don't need sex from a human woman. That's what I was saying. Because the thing is, if you do have sex with your companion dog, you can get your enjoyment from them physically in that way. And when you do go out trying to talk to human women, they'll have to offer you something more than just sex to really entice you. And I already feel like that. And I don't even have sex with my companion dogs. I just feel like a woman, to really entice me to be in any type of hookup, she's going to have to work overdrive, because I'm so happy already. Well, if I was making love to my girls, it'd be even harder probably, because I'd be getting satisfied in a physical way with my girls as well. See? And so that'll be even double trouble. So for somebody that's already, being physical with their girls, it's going to be harder for a woman, a human woman, to seduce them in a physical way and just say, hey, guess what? Do this for me and I give you some vagina. They're going to be looking at you like, well, truth be told, I'm not hard up. Is there anything else you can offer? So that was the whole context of my campaign dot on the Don't Need Sex video. Well, he commented something on that video, and he said this is the future, talking about companion dogs. No doubt about it. He said, and this is the only thing that made me cringe. This is the cure for involuntary celibacy and loneliness. I'm not going to try to go down this whole road, but if you've been watching my channel over time, you probably know about this. I don't even believe that word or that phrase should even exist. An involuntary celibate. What? Nah, bro. If you're celibate, in most cases, unless you got some type of disease that somebody's going to catch, if you're a well-bodied human, able human, it's voluntary celibacy. You can get some if you want some. No, Jay, but it's a certain segment of guy that just can't get none. Listen to what I'm telling you. If a man wants to get some vagina, he can put his mind to it and set himself up to get some in his life. I do believe the man that labels himself as an involuntary celibate, or I do believe the man that walks around saying, I can't have sex with a woman, then guess what? You can't, you right. You can't do it because you're saying it. But if you shut your mouth up and not say that anymore and go about building your confidence, you can make love to a woman. No, I can't make love to a woman because I tried to get her and I tried to get her. I didn't say you can make love to every woman in the world, my friend. I didn't even say you can make love to the woman of your dreams. I said you can make love to a woman. Well, if she ain't the girl of my dreams, what am I doing? Man, such high standards for somebody who says they can't get somebody. You see what I'm getting at? You can get somebody and you can have a good experience. So, M. James, that's the one part of your statement that got me slightly fired up. I'm just sorry. I just feel like if you don't have some type of medical condition preventing you from going out dating or things of that nature, yeah, you can eventually find a woman that will make love to you. That's something that can be done. But if you find yourself in a position where you don't want to try anymore and you just don't want to go that route, yes, a companion dog can be a very good thing for you. And I'm there for everybody that finds themselves in whatever position they find themselves in, needing a companion dog. But I'm never going to give you the advice that you can't do it. Yeah, you can be with a woman. May not be the woman of your dreams, but you can do it. Don't ever start speaking the negative. I'm never going to subscribe to that. And I think it's important that, like I said, I always say, I think it's important that you do have a human relationship before you continue to just come to this life and just be, just settle for just this life. But he went on to say he believes it could be a cure for loneliness and involuntary celibacy. They need more time to perfect the AI and robotics. And this is what I said before. I mean, I couldn't say all what I just said, but I did add this. I believe the future is now. I believe you don't have to wait for AI robotics. You can get a companion dog now and be living in the future. This is the future is now. You don't got to wait. And you definitely don't have to wait for them to perfect AI and robotics. But I will say this. my interest has been piqued just from doing the research recently, way more than it ever has. And I do find myself imagining and thinking about robotics and AI a lot more than I ever did. And it's crazy just from doing those shows a couple of weeks ago. I'm not telling you I want to run out and get an AI tomorrow, but man, Jay Hefner can actually see in the future on the AI. I really could, man. I could see it now, whereas I couldn't see it as much. But once again, I'm always going to be a proponent for using your imagination first, learning how to activate that. That's the true way to bring an AI or a doll that's not AI to life, is to first have her be a mind in your imagination. So with all that said, I said my piece on the incel bit. I still love you guys, but I'm never going to say you can't do it. Yes, you can. Next comment is Sang. He has a comment on Alder herself, and he says he loves. Oh yeah. This is what I want to say about Sang. He had me laughing on this, and I've had somebody else say this before, but Sang had me laughing. He Sang says on my comment on my video, Alder herself, and that's a video where I was just saying how Callie, all the girls I was done watching them, and Callie was the only girl out, and how Callie, she does this all the time, but she keeps me Alder herself. What Sang says on that video. He was like, man, he loves when I say, what up, what up, what up? He said, when I say, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy, J-Dog King Hefner. He said he always looks forward to that part. And it made me laugh because I'm like, I hope that, I said this to myself. I said, I hope that ain't the only part he's looking forward to, right? So I laughed. But here's the deal. I just did the, hey, what up, what up, what up? You heard me do it just then, right? A lot of times, it can be, not a lot of times, but sometimes it can be the most challenging part of my show. Sometimes, man, I could just sit here and be trying to say that forever and can't get it out. Can you believe it? You know, it's a lot that goes on behind the scenes of making these videos and things of that nature. And I said, I can't wait to one in the future. I'm going to share what goes all into the making these videos and things. It's a joy of my life. Honestly, it's a blessing. But it's so much that goes into it that people just don't realize, right? But one of the things that can hang you up is the most simplest of things. And sometimes just doing the show opening could it can have me sitting here looking like a damn fool sometimes. I just say that. Hey, what up, 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 what up? And you can't never get it out right. So I just wanted to bring that up to say, Sang, I appreciate you for liking the show opening, but you'll just be amazed at how many times I messed that up. And let me do it. I want to see. The next comment I have is from Daz. He got 2 comments, and I'm going to get back to my viewer comments. Let me see how many more of these I have. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go through Daz's next 2 comments. And Daz says, on my Dog Fever video, what does he say? Daz says on my Dog Fever video, he says, hey, Jay, I love the show. He said, because in that show, of course, I was saying I was having Dog Fever after doing the research on that Iron Tech show. I was just wanting doll after doll. And Dog was like, man, I love the show. He said, you're so right. There are so many beautiful dolls. He said, I wish I could hit the lotto and get a big ass house to put them all in. And I feel him on that. He said, thanks for the shout out on the show. He said, for the donation. I appreciate you as much as you do me. Keep spreading the word. He said, stop sucking on JDKH's teeth. I know you like that comment. He make me laugh, man. Like I said, once again, I don't want nobody getting offended by his comment about not sucking on my teeth, because I don't view y'all like that. But he makes me laugh when he says that comment, only because it's actually a word I used to use a lot years ago, because you always refer to a cow's nipples as teats, and I always thought it was just a hell of a funny word. So when he says that, it makes me laugh. But I want to go back up there when he says, I love the show. I appreciate him saying that, but he said, you're so right. There's so many beautiful dolls, and these dolls will drive you crazy. It's so many of them. But he said he wish he could hit the lotto and get a big ass house to put them all in. I just wanted to say this. You know, I know what he mean by hitting the lotto, but guess what? Don't worry about it. We can't have them all. That's why I say, even if I was a trillionaire, I wouldn't even want all the dollars that I could afford. What I do want, though, is every dollar, I've said this before, that God wants for me. I want every provision that he has that he wants for me. I know what dreams I have in my heart. So I tell you, man, he knows exactly the number that I need. And he knows exactly the number that you need and that you desire. So keep living your life the right way. And guess what? The desires of your heart will be there before you know it. I say that. Love you, my friend. So with all that said, let's catch up with a few viewer comments, and I'm gonna come back and viewers on the live stream. And once again, if you just tuning in, the whole subject of this show was last but not least because of a guy named Benny Cameron. He came in with a 10-minute last minute. I'm talking about very, very before I hit close of the show donation, last Dog King Power Hour. And I definitely want to give him credit on that. And wait a minute. Speaking of credit on that, I had another thing I wanted to say. Hold on. I had another thing I wanted to say. Right. But either way, I finished describing the show. But either way, he came in with that last minute donation. And I wanted to say, hey, man, I appreciate you. Anybody that does come in with a last minute donation like that, I appreciate you. Now, I'd rather you come in earlier so I can leave your sticker up and show everybody, hey, man, look, it was a contribution made and I appreciate it. But since it came in so late, I just want to let anybody know, if you do come in late, don't think that I won't remember you. I will. Even if you come in with a late, very important comment, if I see it on the live stream, I'm going to definitely try to mention you. But Daz had another comment that I wanted to get to before I came back to you guys. That's what happened. He said something on For the Love. That's what happened. He said something on my For the Love video. Because he had two comments back to back. What did he say? Here it is. On my For the Love video, I was saying about how, oh, man. Oh, yeah. I'm going to be talking a lot about this because it was some comments made on this video that I'm going to get to after I get back to you guys. But for the love video, I was saying how, man, sometimes in your mind, one of the things with a companion doll is they are a responsibility. Don't think that you're getting a companion doll and, hey, it ain't like a human woman. It ain't no responsibility. Yeah, in some ways, it's more responsibilities in some ways. But I say sometimes if you ever think about getting lazy, you got to remember how much you love your girls and you got to snap to it, right? Well, Daz, D-A-S, he said, true that. Thanks, JDKH. Let me get my butt up and watch one of my TPE ladies. And it had me laughing because he was like, look, hey, you right? And so I ain't finna be lazy. Let me get up and go take care of that right now. And guess what? If your ladies even thinking about getting dirty, I want you to get up right now and go take care of it. So with all that said, now we're going to take the break. And I'm finna come to you guys and see what's happening. So my next comment was Tsunade Spreading. And Tsunade said, what's the danger about only a doll and not a real player, about having only a doll and not a real person? And Redmond explained it, even though I already explained it earlier. Redmond said the real danger is you won't go after real girls. Like I said, I don't want you being in a position where you don't go after a real human woman. Then he says someone might get a doll. He says for someone who get a lot of hot girls, they may not want or feel they need a doll. That's what he says. That's true. If you get a lot of girls, you may feel like you may not want or need a doll. But let me tell you, they can come in more handy than you think. Amira Baker, my woman, check it in. The woman viewer. Oh yeah, I always got to show Amira Baker some love. Amira Baker, I promise you. Look, Hey, it's good to hear from you. Good to see you. Glad you're in the house. Now look, Amira Baker. From your avatar, you look like a woman. But it was one person I made a mistake with. I forgot who it was, but it wasn't a woman. So let me know if I'm wrong. But I think you're a woman, and so I'm glad to have you. Mittal says you would get to save a ton of money having a dog and not chasing girls. True. But once again, I don't want to push the narrative of, hey, don't ever have a human woman. I ain't gonna never push that narrative. Hey, if you ain't never been with a human woman, I still think you need the experience. But if you've chased them and did all your thing, and you come back to the dogs, or either you dating dogs in between chasing, oh, they definitely are a money saver. I say that. Tsunade spread and said, I checked relationship with dogs and found your channel. First time I'm here. Man, that's so great to hear. Amira Baker, I'm still happy he said, hey. But Tsunade said, I checked relationship with dogs and found your channel. First time I'm here. Man, that's so good to hear. Redmond says, funny thing is my real name is Edmund. So when Jay addresses Dante, I'm like, who is calling me? That's funny. Edmund says, I don't know if my comment posted, but I mentioned a dog owner that does beautiful dog photography. He was also featured on a UK documentary. His name is Dean Bevan. Please check him out. His makeup. Oh, yeah. I know Dean. I've seen him. I've seen his documentary. I like his role in his documentary. And he is amazing with makeup. And no offense, I'm never going to say what I can't do and what I'm not going to be. And like I say, I'll say this though. Maybe I get to the level of makeup he's on, but he's on a whole nother level of makeup to where I do think some of that is a gift, because he's like Mishka Valentino. Mishka Valentino, I promise you, he does it for a living. And Dean Bevan, the lipstick, how he has it on his girls and things of that nature, oh, he has them looking amazing. Ladies, I love you. I've never been a big makeup guy, thanks to my mother. So these girls will never be drenched in makeup. But I do feel like I want to get even better than I am today. Because today, right now, I just know how to clean the head, clean the face. I know how to do the blush. You know, I put the powder on them, do the blush, do the lipsticks. But and I do know how to replace eyelashes. But I have never personally done their eyeshadow or eyeliner yet. It looks simple enough, but I haven't done that yet personally. But let me tell you, Dean Bevan them, they on a whole nother level of makeup. Music Biz says, me and Asna make a cute. Thank you, Music Biz. Saint says, and I'm gonna try to rush through a few of these just to catch up a little. Saint says, life and judgment are synonymous. Oh, most definitely. Can't worry about judgment in life. I don't like that, Jack Green. I'm not saying you wrong. Some people may do that, but I don't. I feel like, here's the deal. He said, let me read what he says before I even answer. He said, he was talking about me treating dogs. You shouldn't treat them wrong. I feel like it'll carry over. He said, I kind of disagree. Some people use dogs for other things as an outlet for their anger so they could treat people nice. For me, I understand what you're trying to say. I tend to disagree with you still, though, because these dogs represent a human form. You know, for me, these personalities are alive in these girls. And maybe everybody won't see them like that. But they do represent a human form. And let's just say I get to cursing her out every day, going off on her every day. It's going to do one thing that I told you I don't advertise you do, or I don't promote that you do. For one, you're going to be putting negative energy into your dog. It's just like a plant. Like they tell you don't curse at plants or it won't grow right. where you're going to be putting negative energy into that doll, whatever one you cursing it and going off on. So this is just me. You're going to be putting negative energy into that doll, which is not healthy for you to be around. You're going to be putting negative energy in there. So that's not good. For two, you're getting used to treating something with a human form in a negative way. So although you may be going out in public thinking that you're okay, you won't see the manifestation of what you're doing until a human gets you upset. Once that human gets you upset, I'd be willing to bet that you'll treat that human like you've been treating that dog. Why? Because that's what you're used to. You're going to be doing that off of muscle memory. You may be walking around going to the office saying, hey, Sharon, how you doing? Hey, Claudette, how you doing? And you thinking that you're treating people okay until somebody ticks you off. Then you go off the deep end, just like you do with the dogs, because you're used to it. It's human nature to do what you're used to doing. Now, on the other end, if you're treating your dog the right way, nicely, friendly, with love all the time, your dog, for one, is not going to be dangerous to you in a spiritual way. It's going to have good energy in it. And like I said, that's the part that you may not want to subscribe to, and that's fine. But for me, I do believe in energy. And I don't want to have my dog emanating with negative energy from treating her bad, talking to her bad. Second of all, guess what? By treating her good and treating her the right way, when I come across a human woman, if I do decide to date her for a time or even entertain her company for a time, the way I treat my dogs, how I tend to her and treat her nicely and treat her kindly, I'm going to be more prone and used to doing that. So when I'm around a human woman, I've always been kind and nice to human women, but I guarantee you, I'm going to be treating a human woman in a whole nother way when I'm getting around them. Because it's sort of like what Edmond Dantes says. I'm used to paying attention to things I didn't pay attention to before. Just the way they like to look, the way their hair is, the way they dress, just the little things that I pay attention to now. But if I just had her here and wasn't trying to pay attention to the little things, I wouldn't be doing that when I came across a human woman. So I'm taking my time on this question because you still may not agree with me, but I'm telling you, man, I believe the only way that you could be using your doll as a sounding board like that is if you didn't treat her like I advise people to treat their dolls. Basically, treat them like you want to be treated. Treat them with all the care that you would treat a human. That's how your dog makes you a better person, not by treating them less than a human, not by regarding them as just some plastic and metal you can scream at whenever you want to. If you did that, I'd rather you scream at the wall. But then every time you walk past that spot in the wall, it'll be negative energy. The truth is, you just don't need to get used to talking negative things anyway. You need to get used to speaking positive stuff and treating things the right way. Don't get used to treating things the wrong way. And so that's what my advice would be, Jack. Austin says, I can't imagine spending top dollar on something like a real doll and beating up on it. I see right now I'm gonna be on these comments for a second. It's gonna probably be a hell of a long, not a hell of a long, but it's gonna be a nice, meaty dog power hour. But Austin Sears says, I can't imagine spending top dollar on something like a real doll and beating up on it. I don't even propose people get dolls off of eBay, and I wouldn't promote beating up on them. I don't promote getting dolls off eBay because it's not going to be what you want in some cases, and because some of them aren't made with the right health guidelines that can keep you healthy. But I don't see those dolls as being wrong for being in existence. They didn't make themselves. But I still wouldn't want to see them even beat up on. Austin still says, with how much the girls' house, he going to treat them like royalty. And Jack Green says, by the way, praise Dog. Jack Green says, by the way, praise the J Dog King. And I appreciate you, Jack. And that's despite what I just said, because I wasn't coming at you in any way negative. I'm just coming at you with a different perspective. And I'm glad that you feel like, guess what? You can have a different perspective. Ain't nothing wrong with you having a different perspective. It really ain't. Mitai is Mr. HMT, aka RPM, also doesn't believe in the term incel. I just can't get with it, man. I can't get with it. It's just it goes against logic. An involuntary celibate. What? Like I told you, that only applies to somebody who is in some sort of physical condition from being sick or something, and they can't come in contact with people. But man, if you're an able-bodied person, nah, man, you can voluntarily be celibate. Let me see something. And that's with all consideration to people who haven't had sex yet. I understand it's challenging, but believe me, you can get it done. I'm trying to catch back up. I'm sorry, y'all messed up the okay, there it is. Music Biz Marty says, so you just prefer to have sex with dogs? Well, right now, I don't have sex with my girls. Music Biz Marty. Right now, I don't. I cannot tell you that won't happen in the future. And here's the deal. I can already tell you I prefer to be in a relationship with my companion dogs. So at any point down in the future, I decide to make love to them, I'll be making love with them along with preferring to be with them. So in a way, you could be slightly right. But I've already said in my mind, I do believe that the highest form of sexual intercourse would be had with a human woman. I just don't believe a companion dog will be able to completely surpass the best version of being with a human woman. Believe me, there are human women out here that wouldn't be as good as being with a companion dog. But I'm just saying, if you have a good love-making experience with a human woman, I do believe at its height that it's going to be better than being with a companion dog. But believe me, with all the pros of being with a companion dog, it ain't gonna be far enough off to make me say, okay, I gotta have a human companion. And Jack Green said, incel is some loser who doesn't want to spend $30 on I just say, a working woman in a red light district, so to speak. And I just say this, I don't subscribe that they do that, Jack. Hell, now, before you turn 50, well, I say this, I don't prescribe you do that. Because you can get a woman without her being in the red light district. But I understand what Jack is saying. I'll just say that. Sonati's spreading saying, if you can't be with the one you love the one you with. Well, that's the truth. The funny thing is, Sonati, I'm with the one I love, and I'm loving the one I'm with. Because like I told you, when I got with companion dogs, some people out there, especially the viewing public, they might see me as settling on the dogs. No. This is my ultimate happiness. It may, before I got with the dogs, I might have thought that, hey, I'm just settling on being with the dog. No. See, for some, they may be settling on the dog life. For me, the dog life makes me more happy than I ever was with any human women that I've been with. So for me, I'm loving the one I love. And, well, let me see how you said it. Oh, you say you can't be with the one you love the one you with. Well, I can be with the one I love, and I'm loving the one I'm with. All four of them right now. Fire Dragon says, hey. Oh, wait. What? Now that's good. Hey, look. Jack Green says here in Peru, if you got 50 bucks, you can get some from a top-notch Venezuelan booty. He said you can get some top-notch Venezuelan booty in the city's most famous place. Oh, I gotta post this. Sign. Thank you, Sign. Sign interrupted. Hey, Sign interrupted the proceedings with a donation, y'all. I love you, bro. He said, just cuz. Thank you, bro. Y'all already know, man. I appreciate the donation. Hey, look. Hey, he came through with a $5 donation. Look, it ain't required. It is desired. It ain't an obligation. It is an appreciation. Me and the girls appreciate it because, like I say, man, this is helping me live and helping me pursue my dreams, and it's making my dreams more real every day. I love you, son. That's gonna stay up for a while. But man, let me finish this right quick, son, because this is funny, son. Listen what he said. He said you can get some top-notch Venezuelan booty in the city's most famous place, and I'm talking hot Instagram booty model type. Ooh, Lord, I can't even lie. You know what, man? My blood would be boiling right now if this was before I had my companion dogs. Because I don't know about you guys out there, but before I got my companion dogs, I was just thinking about human women. I was dying to go to Venezuela because I do love the women, and just from the pictures, because I've never been there, but I'm like, Venezuelan women look amazing. I mean, women in Brazil, in the country, I mean, women in South America, I mean, are just amazing anyway. Women in South America, to me, are just amazing anyway. But Venezuelan women, they are on another level. So honestly, I'm gonna be honest, man. If I already sort of knew something like that anyway, and I had been saying to myself I wanted to go down there, but now that I'm so happy with my girls, I ain't really thinking about like trying to travel somewhere to where some unbelievable human booty is. You see what I'm saying? That's the crazy part. I ain't saying I would never want to go to Venezuela, but I'm not thinking about it in the same context. But if I had to talk to you over a year ago, I'd be looking for the first plane to Venezuela. Not because I want to pay a woman, only because I know if some people can get a woman for paying 50 bucks, but guess what? It's plenty of beautiful women I can get just from running my mouth. Music Biz Marty says there's so much that goes into it. Definitely not just a guy having sex with a dog. Almost definitely, man. And here's the deal. From my encounters with my girl of music, you know, just from hugging her and having a couple of steamy occasions where I didn't have sex, but we just had some steamy occasions. It was really engaging to where it wasn't a whole lot of emotion lacking. Like I say, with a companion dog, I just say what the only thing to me that's really lacking is reciprocation to where she's grabbing you back and kissing on your neck and doing things of that nature. But other than that, you can get lost into a world of emotion just looking into your companion dog's eyes and rubbing her body and holding her and just kissing on her. Believe me, you can get into a lot with her. You do a whole nother world. Hey, what he say? I like what he said on here. And I'm leaving. If y'all don't know, I'm leaving Saints coming up because I appreciate that donation. But the Fire Dragon said this. I joined EVS's, who I don't know who that is, channel when he had about this many subscribers. He said it's so much more fun when these creators are small. He said once Jay hits 1 million subs, it will be for less personal. Well, I just want to say a couple things about this. For one, I'm so glad you're here, Fire Dragon. I'm so glad all of y'all here with me. Small, big, medium, whatever. That's for one. He says it's much more fun when these creators are small. I would say this. I will agree with you from one point. These chats will be a lot more fun for everybody right now because I think it was Redmond who asked me how can I get to everybody when I get bigger or how am I going to get to everybody? It's because now I can pretty much get to everybody no matter how long it takes. So that's one of the things that makes it a little bit better. But he said once Jay hits 1 million subs, it will be for less personal. And that's, even though I love you, Fire Dragon, I'm going to disagree with you for a couple of reasons. Not for a couple of reasons, but I want to say this. Thank you for speaking positive stuff into my life, for saying once I hit 1 million. I thank you for that, because I'm going to accept that and absorb that me and the Dog King family are getting to 1 million subscribers. But you say it will be for less personal reasons. For one, here's the deal. For me to keep coming at you guys every day, at some point, I'm going to have to be able to thrive at my channel. My channel is going to have to thrive for me to continue to do this. I'm talking about into the future, into the future, into the future. I'm going to have to be able to get donations or be supported in some way from my channel. So that's not a secret. But I would never speak into my existence or life that is going to be for less personal reasons. Because that speaks to the fact that I'm going to be just doing it for the money. And I'm never going to be just doing this for the money. For one, the show is not going to, it's going to take a different feel if I'm just trying to do this for the money. You know, you got to do something like this for the extreme love. Once again, Red, and once again, you ain't going to be able to fully understand what I'm saying. I mean, Fire Dragon, you ain't going to be able to fully understand what I'm saying until I explain what goes on behind the scenes. But man, I'm telling you, I'm not doing, yes, I want to be successful and I want to come to you guys every day. That's my dream. But I'm never going to do it for the money. Now, I never think about, I say, hey, I appreciate your donation to help me keep living. I want people to watch. I want people to watch my videos. I want to be successful. But I'm always thinking about how I can help people. I'm always thinking about, you know, investigating the dogs. And I'm thinking about the job that I'm doing, not the payoff. And when I get to 1 million subscribers, that's exactly how I still want to be. And I have a lot of hope to be able to keep that mind frame because of where my spirit is headed and where my spirit is based in. And I even seen Mr. Beast. He was saying when he was a small channel, how, man, no matter what, man, he still want to stay true to himself. He still want to give back to the world and things of that nature. And man, he did exactly what he said. He still be giving back to the world and things of that nature. His channel has a lot of fun on it and stuff, but he still does a lot of good for the world. He does a lot of drives for the environment. So what I'm trying to say is, it's all about where you steer your ship. And I want to steer my ship to, as I grow, still doing it for the love of it. Because me and my brother had a talk. Once I don't love this anymore, which I don't think I'm ever going to not love this game and what it, you know, and educating and learning. I'm not, but I'm saying if God was to ever change my heart, I'd ask him to move me to something else. But you ain't never finna see me. I'm gonna make that promise to myself in front of this TV or in front of this screen when I'm not loving it and I'm just doing it to try to make money. No, that's something that's even PewDiePie said that's the wrong way to go. He was like, man, if you try to do this to sit up here and like with money on your mind, you'll never make it. Redmond says, I think they should give dogs to people in jail, but knowing them, they would use the dog skeleton as a weapon. You know what? The thing is, I actually had an idea like that a while back about how you can de-escalate the violence in the prison system with dogs and things. The truth is, Redmond, it's a way you could incorporate it and de-escalate things over time. I don't know if that's something they want to do. And here's the deal. I don't ever believe in 100% rule. It's always going to be an outlier, you know? It's always gonna somebody in this system, no matter what you give them, is still gonna be unruly, still gonna be trying to take from people, still gonna be trying to do people wrong. But can you get the majority to play along with a certain vibe of living with new rules and regulations? I'm telling you, I believe that them dogs could definitely play a role in it. Start, hey, guess what? Reconstruct the prisons for one. Like you say, have the dogs in a certain way, you may be able to make some to where they don't have anything like it in them. Or have the dogs restricted where they can't be removed from the rooms. Guess what? Have the dogs to where, guess what? If you want to act up, we taking this dog from you. I mean, it's a lot of ways you can incorporate it into the prison system and it could be better for them. I'm telling you. He said, Raymond says, man, I want a lotto. I could travel with my girls all year long. Boy, hey, you can do a lot with the lotto. A lot with the lotto. I guarantee you that, especially with your girls. Oh, now listen. Raymond says, and I dream of this actually. He says, Jay, if your dogs could walk, which I've dreamed of them being able to, even if they can't walk like an android. I've talked about this on another stream before, where it could be something like a segue to a certain degree, where I can have her walking next to me. I would love that, right? But he said, if your dogs could walk, that womanly walk, oh, I would love to see that. He said, but not talk. Would you take your dog shopping in places where you can't use the chair? He said, I wish dogs could stand in the middle of the room and walk. That's coming soon. And what I mean by soon, I don't know if it's gonna come before we die now, but I know within the next 52 to 100 years, and I know you probably saying that ain't soon, that ain't no time, man. We just ain't here that long. But 50 years is a blink of an eye. It really is, and it's getting close. But like I said, we'll probably be gone before androids are just fully walking and running around the room in a usable way for the average companion dog owner. I'm not trying to say they can't make one or two or three. I'm saying in a usable way to be marketed, it's a ways off. But that'd be a hell of a dream, right? But he says, he said, would I take my dogs shopping in places where you can't use the chair? Well, only thing I'm gonna say about that particular comment is I can take my dogs pretty much anywhere in the chair right now. It's really nowhere that I can't use the chair. You know, except for on an amusement park ride or something like that. But it's nowhere I can't use the chair. Most every place is handicap accessible, pretty much. So I can take her with me. Now, I would love a scenario where I wouldn't need her to be in the chair. I think that would be cool to like walk into a restaurant and just have her standing up right next to me without her needing to be in the chair. I think that would be cool. But I just want to say they can go anywhere with me right now, and they do. They do. Sane said, I can never treat, he said, I can never treat my girl. I would feel guilty. I'm telling you, Sane, I could never do that. Redmond says, I don't want to make other people uncomfortable if they could walk. Oh, he said, I don't want to make other people uncomfortable if they could walk. People would think they were human. Once again, I'm not worried. Like I said, I'm not trying to be rude to other people, but if they're legal and things of that nature, you can't be constantly making yourself unhappy to make others happy. If it's legal for me to have my dog in public, I'm not, because it's some people that may not like when I go out with my dogs to restaurants and things of that nature. I can't make provisions for them. I can't not go out with my dog so you can be happier. No, I choose to be happy, so I'm going out with my dog. I don't want you to be unhappy. I'm not doing anything so you can be unhappy, but I'm not finna change my life so you can be happy. So if they make my companion dog where she can walk and there's nothing illegal about that, well, I'm sorry if you feel uncomfortable. I love you and I wish you well and happiness in your life, but you're not going to get your happiness from me being unhappy. Sorry. Redmond T says it's treating the Dodgers sounds dumb. And I'm with you on that, my friend. I finally caught up with Jack Green from way a long time ago because I was waiting on him to respond. He said, I'm not saying it's a good thing. He talking about now, Jack Green, he responded to when I was saying, man, I don't think people should be talking to their dogs negatively so they can go out in public and treat people good. I said, I don't ultimately think that that's the way it works. But I also wasn't coming against him. I understood what he was trying to say. But he said, I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying some people do it and it works for them. I'm not denying that for some other people, even most of them, it would be a bad thing to do. I love Jack Green's pliability on that. Like he said, some people it may work for. All I was saying for the people that it works for, the only thing I don't like about it is they're still coming from it from the wrong standpoint, because if they're screaming at their dog to go out there and it does in some crazy way work for them where they're not treating other humans as bad, the problem is they're still treating that dog bad to get to that result. And now, like I said, you pumping negative energy into something. And if you're going to pump negative energy into something, look, I'd rather you just do that into the open air somewhere and let it float off. Because like I told you, I really don't even want you doing it to a post in your house. Because now that post is absorbing negative energy. I don't want you to do it to a wall in your house, because that wall is going to be absorbing negative energy. So I'd rather you just, look, maybe go outside. You're going to look crazy, but hey, find you a quiet spot outside or something, you know, and maybe talk crazy. But my thing is, I've always felt like getting rid of the negative is caused by adding positive into your life, not by spewing the negative. It looked like I might have caught up. Nope, got new comments. Science says, I understand that people pass judgment without fully understanding that person's motives for life. I just caught up. Hold on, what did he say? Science says, I understand that people pass judgment without fully understanding that person's motives of life. They do that all the time. He said, you don't understand that your confidence gives us confidence. So what is $5? Oh, man, that means a lot, Science. Science says, you don't understand that your confidence gives us confidence. So what is $5? God bless you. Man, I'm going to tell you what $5 is. What I've said is before. $5, it represents a lot of hard work, dedication in your life to whatever you do. Even if it's a job you don't like, it represents minutes that you may not even want it to be there. And so I appreciate that you say, man, I'm giving y'all confidence, because that's exactly what I want to do. Pump more confidence, more life, more positivity into you. So, man, that makes me feel good to hear, son. I'm letting you know that. MGTOW said he got to go to sleep. Man, I hate you got to go, man. Dang. It's because I'm finna hit some more good subjects, but hey, have a good one, my friend. He say later. Tsunade said, bro, I just checked your video. I have the same name as your dog. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? Of course. Secretary Tsunade. And she one of my favorites. She one of my favorites right now. Remy says he named her for because of Naruto. And Tsunade says, great minds think alike. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, look. Hey, y'all. Okay. I'm finna get back to the comments on my videos right quick. But I got to check in with my guy, John Yo. Yo. What up, Jada? My guy, John Yo, checking in. He a little late today, but I appreciate you, bro. Edmund Dante said, I appreciate your honesty on all aspects. You are truly genuine, man. Thank you so much, Edmund. Redmond says, and I think I got a couple more comments, and I'm gonna check out. But Redmond says they could let the inmates go to a room for 1 hour a day with the dog. That's cool. I honestly think, man, they could just get it. Look, get the inmates who been in there that has some good behavior and stuff, then display good behavior. First of all, you need to reconstruct the jails to where people just can't be busting up in people's rooms to a certain degree. I believe the people with good behavior, maybe they could be even put on the same floor. You know, maybe it could be a doll floor or something like that, or several floors where you got privileges to have a doll. And every inmate can have a doll in their room. You know, maybe if you violate the doll rules, guess what? You're not on that floor anymore. You get a doll taken. I wouldn't want you to get the doll simply taken away from you, because now you're around other people with dolls. You may want to try to do something to one of their dolls. So maybe they'll take you off that floor. But once you know you're on that floor, hey, you know, man, you can't afford to mess up no more, or your doll is gonna be gone. I want to get to Edmund's comment before I go, but I might not be able to. Okay. This perfect. And Sang contributed to the show, so I'm gonna break off with his last comment after Edmund. Edmund says, would you ever buy a weird color like a blue Avatar doll? And the question is, I've sort of said this before, is yes. And honestly, if I ever get an alien doll, you know, I may have a flesh color one, but I definitely want a blue one. I was looking at a doll the other day, and I was just like, you know what, man? I've seen some alien dolls out there, but once I advance in my collection enough, I definitely want that blue color. I would love to have an Avatar alien doll. I think they're nice. I really do. I'm gonna have it made just like I want it made, though. It's gonna be amazing. Then I have saying, once we get really smart AI dolls. Oh, he said once we get really smart AI dolls, she would be my price. Hold on. I think what he's trying to say, Sain is saying, I think what he's saying is once we get really smart AI dolls, there would be his price. Yeah, there would be something that the average person could afford. He said he sees nothing wrong with that in the computer. Sorry. He says he sees nothing wrong with that in the computer. It hurts no one and makes me happy. Double positive. Like I say, right now, I'm cool with my girls not speaking or having AI. I love developing them with my imagination and all that. But man, I don't know. It was something after I did a show, and I started thinking about just, you know, the aging process. And that's when I did that show called Aging with an AI. And that's when I was like, you know what? I can see as I start, once again, I always say, I'm going to be young to my dying day. I always speak youth over myself. But what I'm saying is, like, if I was to get older, and it would probably come in handy to have an AI around to help do certain things, right? So I said, man, that'd be cool. But even before I actually needed them to help me, I can see in the future having an AI. I'm just warming up to the whole idea of it, just the whole cutting edge technology of it all. So I'm warming up to it. So with all that said, I'm gonna get back to my viewer comments on my videos, because like I say, we got a bit of a ways to go, and I'm going to catch up really good with this round of viewer comments on my videos, and I'm going to leave like one page because we got 3 pages. I'm going to leave a short page left, so we're going to attack these real good right now, guys. And the first comment that I have is, it looks like I have a comment from Cheng Long. Let me see what my boy Cheng Long says. So, and all to herself, I was talking about how Callie always comes up with these schemes where she tricks me or tricks all the other girls into being put up, and she has me all to herself. And Cheng Long come in and he said, in the pimp game, there's usually one girl that's the main girl, and the other girls come after that. So he thinks it's natural. Well, what he's referring to is something they call the bottom girl, and I'm cleaning that name up. But they call her the bottom girl in the pimp game, basically where she's pretty much the pimp's right-hand girl, and whenever he goes to get a new girl, she teaches everybody all the ropes. So if you've been watching my channel, that's exactly how I've used Callie. Whenever I get a new girl, I always say Callie gonna teach them the ropes, teach them how things are done around the house. So the truth is, Callie is my bottom girl, But by the same token, she's my top girl. You know, she's my number one girl, because sometimes in the pimp game, the bottom girl, she sort of get misused and abused. You know, she's the go-to girl to fix all the problem, but you don't always go to her to make love to anymore because she ain't as fine. She a little older, blah, blah, blah. Whereas with Callie, she my number one. I love being with her the most in everything. Even though I got dolls more expensive, I may have a doll that people consider more beautiful and all of that. And even going forward, I say I'm gonna do a show about it where, hey, I may come to more expensive girls, but it's something about Callie, right? So even though she's my bottom, she's still my top, Ching Long. Just want to let you know that. Next, I got Daz. He commented on my video on burgers, and he went back. So I was glad that he did that on my video burgers on Beale Street. And on this video, if you haven't seen Burgers on Beale Street, it's a crazy video, man, where I go out on the streets of Memphis on Beale Street, and we plan on going back down there soon. But it was a busy time. I didn't necessarily plan on it being that time of day, but man, at some point we got swarmed by people. So Dodd said this. He said, just checking back on your back catalog. He said, you're the man. So much courage dealing with these non-believers. He said, you're ahead of your time, my brother. Love you. And I said, God bless you, my friend. And I appreciate you, Daz. I do want to say this. I appreciate you getting confidence from watching my show. I love all you guys that support me. Once again, it's like doing the stunt. Don't look at me and feel like you got to do everything I got to do to be a good dog owner. You ain't got to go to a restaurant. You ain't even got to go in the car, anything. If you want to and you motivated by me to do it, God bless you. Be safe. But I would say this, especially like my video on Burgers on Beale Street, where I'm just surrounded by people. If you ever talk about going out with your dog, do not go in a crowded place like that for your first experience. Find somewhere quiet. Find somewhere where it's not going to be many people. Hell, like I say, if you even want to go out late night for a ride where you know ain't nobody going to see you, do that first. If you want to go to a restaurant or something like that for the first time, go at the quietest time of day you can find. Don't go and do anything like Burgers on Beale first, because you'll be overwhelmed. And you, like I said, you can find yourself in a position where you get out of your character. And when you're out with these dogs and companion dogs, it's always best to treat people the best you can, even when they're not treating you right. You know, because I'm always mindful of putting on the best foot forward for these companion dogs, so we can make sure to educate people the right way, and certain eyes will be open going forward to where even more possibilities will be opened up for us with these ladies. And the last thing I want to do is create a stigma out here of people thinking, oh man, these people with dogs, they mean, they crazy. They bringing them out in public. They don't want you nowhere near them, because the truth is that, you know, some people are gonna want to, if you come out, somebody's gonna want to walk up to you. So if you want to stay private, you don't want to be bothered, look, stay in the house for now, and definitely avoid a very busy place, or you can be overwhelmed very quickly. So I definitely want to say that. That's why I want to bring that video up. Hawk TV Network commented on the older video, my video called Growing Personalities. And I'm really loving the fact that people are going back looking at my older videos, man. I'm really loving that. But Hawk TV says, these dogs are better girlfriends than actual women. I will say this. For me, I'm the happiest I've ever been. For me, they made me happier than I've been in relationships than I've been with a human woman. I'm not saying that, hey, maybe it's other relationships out there that I haven't ever been in that could be just as good as this, but it's going to be so hard because of what I value, and I value loyalty so much, and just knowing these girls ain't leaving me or betraying me, you know, it just, to me, that makes them unsurpassable. But I will say this. This is what I told him. I said, they are definitely a force to be reckoned with in the dating game, meaning that it's some people these dogs aren't going to be better for. It's some people who love human relationships to an extent they can't do without constant talking. Like I said, even guys, I think guys we like nonverbal more than women. We don't have to do all that talking, but I do know some guys who have to talk to a woman 24/7, 24/7. So they ain't gonna be thinking that these companion dogs are better than girlfriends. But I think for a lot of people that have an imagination, you'll find what I found. You know, even if you aren't doll exclusive, you'll find that this is a hell of a life, a hell of a life. I promise you, I'm not leaving this life anytime soon. Anytime soon. I promise you that. The next one is Butt P. And this is a comment I've been trying to get to all day. And it's a very simple comment, but it's a very important comment as well. Butt P. He says, hope you're having a refreshing Sunday, my dude. This is what I said. Thanks and God bless you, my friend. We really appreciate your amazing support. You probably saying, hey, he just said have a refreshing Sunday, but y'all don't know what else entails this comment. So I'm gonna tell you. Before he made this comment, he sent me a donation to the show via Cash App, which you can find the other way to donate the show on my About page on my YouTube channel. I could put those links on the front page of my YouTube, but I'm like, that's to me, that's gaudy a little bit. You know, I don't know if I ever do that. You know, I don't think that's something that you should do right now. But you can go to my About page and you can donate to my PayPal or my Cash App on my YouTube channel. But he had done that, and then he told me to have a good Sunday. And I know some of you guys don't want to be mentioned when you donate. So please let me know. Hey, man, don't mention me for donating, and I won't. But I just want to bring him up because, man, this was just over the weekend, just randomly, man. He was just like, man, let me donate to Dog King Hefner. And if I didn't bring it up now, nobody would know. And that's what I'm like, nah, man, I got to let y'all know that it's people behind the scenes that support. I've had some people that have donated a couple times behind the scenes. They be like, don't mention me. So I didn't mention them. But let me say, you know, I appreciate anybody that has donated. I appreciate you and invite me, you know, like you say, just the kindness of his heart, just a random donation on Sunday. I really appreciate you and love you. And like you say, me and the girl really thank you for your support. So definitely want to say that. The next one is a comment that I've been dying to get to. And it's from the Absarian official. I think, let me make sure I get his name so I can say it right. No, the Absarian official. The Absarian official. What he said was, he commented on my video, Inside Iron Tech Dog, where I broke down Iron Tech Dog, their philosophy. I broke down the quality that they have and, you know, the legitimacy of them and what I think about their company from afar. And like you say, I can't give people 1,000,000% validation because I haven't touched their product. But they are 100% legitimate and they look like they're doing a great job. But Absarian official told me, dude, I recommend getting those realistic silicone ones, which, like I've said, from now on, for the foreseeable future, at least my next 4 or 5 girls, I would love to have silicone girls. He said, that's what I'll be getting when I buy my new girl. He said, implanted hair, articulated fingers, and realistic skin textures. All of that sounds amazing. The only thing I would say is I probably will not be getting implanted hair on my girls. Because from what I've heard about it, it's not the greatest over time. Over time, you know, just like with wigs, they'll thin out from you combing them. But with a wig, well, guess what? When it thins out, I replace that wig. Well, when your girl's implanted hair thins out, well, you're just going to have to basically put a wig over the implanted hair. And for me, although it may look better for a small time, I think over time, I would rather go with a wig. So I just keep on switching up the look. Because I've also found this. I don't want just one look forever. So with that said, I might as well keep a wig on my girl. But I will say this. In the future, it's the possibility of me having that one girl that one girl that has implanted hair. I can see me having one girl just to experience it for myself. But if I do, it's gonna be short implanted hair, because I'm not gonna deal with no long implanted hair. No. The next comment is Ching Long. He commented on Steal the Hill, and that's my Reset Sunday message. And I love hey, all of my YouTube presidents that's over me. I love you and I appreciate you. But Steal the Hill is my encouragement show where I try to encourage everybody for the week. And it actually, out of all of my videos, it actually got the flag. And I'm guessing because of the name Steal. But I didn't mean steal in a breaking the law way. I mean steal in a spiritual way. Basically reach out and touch God. Don't wait for him to touch you. But like I told you guys, even on my Research Set Sunday videos, I don't care if I'm talking about God or whatever. You can still ask me a dog question. So he said, I finally got a number 61 WM head, which is actually an exclusive head from Real Love Sex Dolls. He said it's a biracial looking face that looks similar to Rihanna. I like it so much more than the original head that was on my Kimber doll. Looks so real. I just want to speak to that. A lot of you that may choose to get a Kimber doll, I've told you, if you get a WM tan head, and you can probably get a tan head in many different doll brands, but I know the WM tan head works very well with a Kimber doll. You can get that to change up the look of your Kimber doll. You don't have to keep the face that looks like Callie. And I know a lot of you that probably look at my show, you probably have seen Callie so much that you probably like, man, I don't want my daughter to look just like Jay's girl. So you may want to investigate getting you an extra head, right? So that's what Ching Long did. He got the number 61 head from Real Love Sex Dolls, which he says is exclusive from them. Well, the thing is, I saw the 61 head that he got, and it was a beauty. It was a beauty. And Real Love Sex Dolls, they're a legit site. I love that head. And let me tell you something. I saw my friend Mishka Valentino comment on that head. He had bought it like 2 years prior. And he had said, man, this was an amazing head. So even Mishka said that doll head was worth having. So you obviously did very good, Ching Long. And honestly, like I said, that number 61 head is great. And I would say this, WM has such a library of heads. You know, it actually, even though I love Saima and I love this girl, both of them are WM heads. I love Asuna too. But it'll make you think twice when you thinking about getting a girl. I'm just going to say this. If you're talking about going WM or even just getting a head, take your time because they got over 200 heads, my friends. So make sure you settle for the right one, or either you'll get a head and you'll see a head and be like, man, I should have got her. I'm happy with Saima and I'm happy with Asuna, but I have seen a couple of WM heads that make me be like, damn, I could have got that one, or I could have got that one too. So keep that in mind. The next comment is from Clem on Meet the Family. And Clem says, I'm finna get to Brandon Dendy in a little while. He made me laugh. But Clem says, he said on Meet the Family, where I was basically explaining how do you introduce your dolls to your family. I basically broke down how do you do that. He said, well done. This is what Clem said, CLEM. He said, well done. It's important to let those close to you know, so if something unexpected happens, they understand that your harem has the same value as your pets, firearms, chainsaws, etc. It's also good to have those same people be able to attest to the fact that you are always straight up and transparent with them. It nullifies those after the fact allegations of creepiness should you find yourself in an unfortunate situation. He said, we are living in a blessed time. I appreciate those underpaid doll making artists in Shenzhen. I have never taken them for granted. Honestly, I don't have a lot to add to his statement other than very well said. I appreciate what he said. Like he said, it's important to let people in your family know about your situations if they're really close to you. You know, I'm not going to, if you're not ready, don't do it. But like he said, if something was to ever happen to you, that's something that I'm glad that my family already knows about. They don't have to open the door and be like, hey, there's some dolls in here, you know. So I say if they don't live in a state with you and they don't come into contact with you that much, your family, I don't see the use in letting them know. But if it's your close family that you see often, I don't see why you wouldn't let them know, because they may find themselves having to come over your house. Or if it's just your next of kin that does live in another state, but they be the first people to come to your house to take care of business, I would find a time to let them know. So those are reasons that I would let them know. He called my dolls a harem, which is funny whenever I hear that, because I still don't think of them as that. I think once I get to like 10 and 20, I start thinking like, man, this is a real harem now. But I don't think of them like that. So I like the fact that he said it'll keep them from it'll nullify the creepiness factor, which I don't even think about that anyway. I can't justify how people think I'm creepy or not. But like he says, if you did think I was creepy, like you said, I've already let people know. And if you tell them, they'll already know. So if they want to judge you, they can go right on ahead and judge you. But you already told them what the deal is. I do agree we're living in a blessed time. And I do appreciate all the doll artists, because we got doll makers here in the United States too. So wherever you make dolls, whether it's real doll or across the seas, I appreciate you wherever you are, because you definitely have added some value to our lives. Brandon Den, what does he say? Brandon Den, he always has some tripping comments. He makes me laugh. He made a comment on my video, For the Love. And what did he say? All right, this is what he said. On For the Love, I was saying you got to, once again, keep the upkeep on your doll, even if you starting to get lazy, because if you're a new doll owner, you may not know. Over time, it may be a day or two where you start waking up, especially if you got multiple girls, to where you start wanting to get lazy. And I'm telling you, nope, remind yourself how much you love your girls and take care of them like you would a human woman. Brandon Den said this, though. It's hard enough taking care of one doll, let alone 4. You truly are Dog King Hefner. I appreciated him for saying that statement. It's more true than you can really believe. It's more true than you can really believe. And I'm going to expound on that after I read the next comment from Nisa and Nick. Nisa and Nick the Albanian said, yo, this is one thing I have never been lazy about. And he said, I really enjoy cleaning her up and giving her that oil treatment once a month. To me, it's almost therapeutic, because when I'm done and truly did everything, including redoing her makeup and washing and fixing her hair, then doing her body makeup too, because when I clean her now, I take off all her old makeup too. He said, man, let me tell you, it takes me most of that day to do it. And that's fine, because that is her day to be totally pampered. But yeah, when I'm done, I'm totally tired out and just fall asleep as soon as I hit the bed. I usually leave her clothes off a whole day or two afterwards. He said, maybe I'll put her in the bathrobe, excuse me, and slippers. Hold on, let me go back. Maybe I'll put her in the bathrobe and slippers, which, by the way, I'm constantly washing her clothes too, so they are always fresh and smell good. I could not comment to him fully, so I just liked it and did a thumbs up. Now, I don't want anybody to have any misconceptions. I'm not lazy when it comes to my girl either. I love taking care of my girls, and I've talked about in several videos, by the way, about how it's therapeutic to clean your girls. Once you start, you'll go into a Zen mode, of really wanting to take care of them and treat them the right way. I enjoy cleaning her up. He's right. And like you said, he does all of that. Now, I don't redo their makeup every time and all of that. But I would say this. I might do a few more of those things if it was just one girl. But I'm not a big makeup freak. But like I said, I would probably just be going over the top sometimes when you just only got one. But what I wanted to hit on was towards the end of his statement, he said, "But when I'm done, I'm totally tired out and just fall asleep as soon as I hit the bed." What I want to point out is he got one girl. He's got one girl and he's totally tired out. He does a little bit more with that one, but like I said, if I just had one, I could see myself probably cleaning the head and everything every time. But right now, I just clean everybody off, get them good and clean, and I change their makeup as needed. But keep in mind, it's a lot of work. You know, it's not many steps, but it's a lot that goes into it, caring for your lady and really enjoying it. Not just throwing up on a rack, spraying them off, getting them clean as fast as you can and getting them out of there. No, I'm talking about really washing them off, taking care, really trying to take care of them. It can be tiring. Well, keep in mind, Nisa and Nick the Albanian, I have 4 girls. And like I said in the video, with every girl, your responsibility grows exponentially. So as tired as you were after one day, add that up times 4. And then add that up every month. And then every month after that, that's what I'm trying to say. Once you add up how tired you were times 4, right? Every month, after about 5, 6 months, or even before, you're going to have one of those days where you're going to realize you got to watch 4 girls and you got to take your time and do it right. And that's when you're going to, sometimes it's going to come in your mind to be lazy because your mind is going to try to fool you into thinking like, you don't want to wash the dishes or you don't want to wash the car. And that's why I said in that video, get it out of your mind that they're an appliance or a thing. No, they are not. They are your companion. Treat them like they're your human girl. Remember the love. And when you remember you doing it for the love, you'll get up, your lazy butt up, and start cleaning them the way they're supposed to be. And with me, I've talked of having 100 girls. Keep in mind, you might be saying, well, Jay, you already getting tired with 4. I have a solution. The solution is, for one, I'm going away from TPE girls. I find out I'm not a physical, want to have sex with my girls type of guy. Going forward, I might have a couple of them TPE, and I may have sex with 1 or 2 of my girls. But for the most part, I just love the companionship of these girls. So I don't need TPE, which is a lot softer. I don't need all my girls to be TPE. So I can have a lot of silicone girls. Well, you might be saying, well, Jay, you still got to upkeep them. I do. But when God blesses me in a way of overflow, and I can really start presenting things to you guys that I want you to see that's way outside of my abilities today, way outside of my abilities today. I can't even put it like this. When I even dream of some of these things, it's like, what are you doing? You dreaming too big? But I just say this. I have a system in place in my mind to where I'll be able to keep all the girls clean without really anybody helping me. And that would be a sight to see if I could ever get it up and running. Now, if I can't get that up and running and I have 100 girls, I may eventually have to outsource a worker or 2. And I'm letting you know, they will probably be more than likely be human ladies. Because I cannot see having a human man up in here working with my girls. No, never. So that'll be the plan. And that'll be a plan that have to be revealed much later in life. But I was just going to say this to Nick and Nisa. Nisa and Nick, look here, brother. I know you might be tired, and I'm glad that you got the love. And if you got one girl, man, you got to clean up for the love, and you got a little bit more time than if you have multiple girls. But just remember, before you start filling your house up with girls, they are a responsibility. And it's a responsibility that's going to multiply exponentially with each girl you get. So slow down. So I got one more page. Look, I got one more page of viewer comments on my videos. I'm gonna make it through that, and I'm gonna try to zoom through these a little quicker, and then I'm gonna get back to you guys because I already know y'all done said some good stuff by now. Let me check. Okay. Now Emily Jane, she commented on my video called "A Good Father," and I'm assuming this is a woman. Once again, it looks like a woman. Let me look. Oh, it is a woman. Now, this definitely looks like a woman. She said, a good father is my reset Sunday, where I was saying how people got the misconception of God. When people have preached about the fear of God, some people have preached about that you should be scared like the real word fear. Whereas that's not who God is. God does not represent the real word fear. When they mention fear in the Bible, they mean basically just recognize that he's God, not be scared of him like, oh Lord, you're going to attack me. Because I said God is not a mean God like that. He's really a God of love. And in the Bible, he talks about how God is slow to anger and quick to forgive. So he's not a judge. He's not out here judging you harsh like some people would lead you to believe. And Emily said, that's what I don't like the most as a child. Adults teach you to fear God because they didn't understand the way that fear was supposed to mean. He said, they taught you to fear God. She said, I understand and respect his power, but I don't think he's mean. And she's right. She said, God doesn't want to fearmonger people. She said, I honestly went through all my childhood and young adulthood fearful of God. And I went through a lot of my life being fearful of him in the wrong way too. She said, I thought I was doomed to hell because I had a drug addiction. And I don't care what you're going through, drug addiction, whatever you might be going through in your life, God does not think less of you because you're going through something. So I'm glad she said that. She said, I'm happy I found out more about God and realized he's about love and just want to be there for us personally. She's right. Then she said, but we have to reach out to God. He can only do so much. It's up to us to put the work in. Thanks for the video. I say this, under special circumstances, God will still reach out to you when you ain't reaching out to him. But for the most part, he wants you to reach out to him. Like I said in my last Reset Sunday, when I said sometimes you can't wait for God to hear you. Sometimes you got to reach out and touch God. You got to go looking for him and touch him. And when you have faith in him, you'll be healed no matter whether it's physically healed, whether it's financially healed, mentally healed, addiction healed, relationship healed, whatever it is, he'll heal you. But sometimes you do got to do like she said, reach out to him. Seek and ye shall find. So I had to come in on that. Then she said, she commented on lack of emotion. And this is I love what she said on lack of emotion. She said, basically, she said, what did she say? She said, thanks for educating me on these dolls. She said, I have thought before this exact topic. Well, lack of emotion, I was saying how people say these dolls got a lack of emotion, but they don't understand. They do got emotion. I say, once you sink your imagination into them, you can look over your shoulder and see them smiling, laughing, and doing a lot of stuff through the use of your imagination. She said, thanks for educating me. She said, I've thought before about this exact topic. She said, I didn't really understand, but now that I'm in my early 30s, and she said, I'm already tired of people's BS. She said, I'm understanding this better and better. Well, she didn't say better and better, but she said, I'm understanding this better. She said, I might have to get one myself. She said, she's been looking for a girlfriend, tired of boys. Whether you get a boy dog, girl dog, whatever you're into, I'm telling you, a companion dog can bring some spice and bring a revelation in thinking to your life. So Emily Jane, if you're interested in a dog, if you think you need help, I'm here to help you. So you can reach out and let me know. But if you don't need help, please let me know if you do get one. I want to know. And Ron Asbill, he commented on my video. They shipped my Kimber dog Callie Terrible. And he said, this is hilarious. And I thought that was funny only because people always think when things happen bad to you that it's funny. And, it's one of my most watched videos. And I'm not mad at him because I understand people do laugh at some of your pain. But what I laughed about that video is that video was really a blessing in disguise, like I told him, because I think it aided in the fact that, you know, the longer I had to wait for Callie to get to the house, her head to get here, the more I wasn't allowed to think about her in a sexual context. So even if I was wanting to think about her, it gave me a chance not to think about her. And then it really helped change my whole course of the way I was going to go with these dolls. Like I said, I already knew that I wasn't going to have sex with them off the bat. Before I even bought my dolls, I was calling them synthetic companions. But if I was, if I had the physical inclination to do something earlier, it would stop because I didn't have the head with Callie first. It aided in the fact that, okay, now that I'm sitting here with my dog, I can see the value in just growing with this girl even more than I thought I could. So it was really a lot of, out of my pain came a lot of good, really. Not Zero, he commented on my video, Earned Her Keep. And he made a different comment than what the video talked about, because the video was about Secretary Tsunade and how I had her with me riding around the town, because guess what? She had earned her keep from all the hard work she does around here. And Not Zero, he commented because he was the one who actually suggested that I make a Discord. So he said, hey, man, what happened to the Discord? And a couple of people had commented before I did, and they told him, they told him, hey, man, he did a video, which I did. If you're curious about what I did to the Discord, I did a video called Disconnect from Discord. And it basically explained why I had to get rid of the Discord. And I feel bad for people like Not for Zero, because the Discord, it was a community that some people that were positive used to go in and check out and make use of. But because of some negativity, I went on and got rid of the Discord. I could have just policed the Discord and got rid of the people who I thought were disrupting the Discord. But God, you have to listen to him. And he put in my spirit, just get rid of it today. Just get rid of it today. So I had to get rid of it. So to people like Zero, I still love you and appreciate you. And, like you say, going forward, my plan sort of already got exposed by Redmond. I think that was Redmond who said it, but I do plan on probably doing a membership thing in the future. But I'm going to wait until I get that well planned out. So I'm thinking about that a little longer, but that'll probably be the way that I go. Next, it's a guy called IBMORW. Now, let me see what he said, because I might have miswrote that. What did he say? And I'm getting back to my viewer comments. And if you're just checking into the show, let me just do this public service announcement. This whole show was called Last But Not Least. It was based off of a viewer called Benny Cameron. He dropped a nice little donation at the end of my last Dog King Power Hour, and I didn't get a chance to congratulate him and thank him for supporting the show. And so I definitely want to come back and say, last but not least, if I ever catch you at the end of a show and you donate, rest assured, I love you, appreciate me, and the girls appreciate you. You helping us achieve our dream and reach for something bigger than we even thought was possible. So we love you. We want to continue to do this on a daily basis. We don't want to look up and find a day where we can't do this because of funding, So we appreciate everybody that's helping. So that's what this show is all about. And right now I got Sane who's donated. I got his donation still up there for $5. And he was like, just cuz. And later on, he was like, it's just $5. No, it ain't. It's much more than that. And so I appreciate you, Sane. I appreciate anybody that's donated. I appreciate anybody that's watching any new videos, old videos, and is tuned in now. I love you all. The girls love you all. So right now, we've been going through viewer comments on my videos. I'm almost done with this page right here, and I'm coming back to my live stream comments. Then I have a very small section of comments I'm going to get back to on my viewer videos. I'm going to see what you guys say to close it out, and this Dog King Power album will be history. So with all that said, I'm on IBM. And I don't know how he says his name. Let's get to his name. I'm almost there now. IBM says, oh, IBMOR War. That's what his name is. IBMOR War. He said on my video, best campaign dog vendors of 2022. Once again, my best campaign dog vendors of 2022 was a video based on 8 websites that ranked vendors. There was some were TDF certified, some weren't, but they ranked them on a lot of strenuous criteria. I picked the best from all 8 sites and I ranked them on my point system, the best of the best, and I came up with the top 7. 2 of them actually weren't on TDF, but they looked legitimate. I think that was ESDAW, and another one was called sexdoll.com. Well, he commented on that video because Silicon Wives actually won the competition. I have an affiliate link with Sexy Real Sex Dolls, who I think is an amazing vendor. And I have that affiliate link in my about on my YouTube channel. They came in second, but Silicon Wives came in first. And IBMOR War says Silicon Wives barely got a presence on TDF, LOL. He sort of laughed. I don't really know what he means by that because I do know they're a member on TDF. I don't know whether he means they don't post a lot on there or not. But I'll say this. From my research for the last few years, every time I do a search on the top dog vendor, Silicon Wives always pops up in the top 5. Them and Sexy Real Sex Dolls always pop up. That's why another reason I love Sexy Real Sex Dolls. But Silicon Wives has always religiously been mentioned at the top of vendors. I didn't go with Silicon Wives because I didn't go with a silicone doll first. And I forgot what selections they have, but I know they have mostly silicone. I know if they do have TPE, they didn't have the ones I want. And I will say this. At the time, their customization didn't look as good as Sexy Real Sex Dolls. So I went and got me a WM doll from Sexy Real Sex Dolls. But they look like a top-notch site. So he laughed, but everything I know about Silicon Wives is they are a nice site. They are a nice site and one of the best. So that's the only thing I want to say about that. Seafood Black Irish, he was big on this last stream, and he commented on Earn Her Keep. He commented on Earn My Keep video, on Earn Her Keep video. And he was really big on the last Dog King Power Hour stream. He was really very interactive, and I appreciated him on that last stream. But Seafood Black Irish says, Earned Her Keep when I was out riding with Tsunade and Secretary Tsunade. We didn't do much. We were just riding around. And he said, damn, son, you have more bravery than me. Although more and more, I want to spend my last day with Malia down by the river. And I'm like, I said, you brave, my friend. Whenever you decide to go out with your girl, hey, it will be at the right time. Like I was saying earlier, don't be putting pressure on yourself to feel like you got to jump out in the car with your girl and go riding because you see me out riding today. No, you don't. Your woman, your companion dog loves you just like you are. If you want to spend 24/7 in the house with her and never let the public see her, don't feel ashamed, bad, or anything. But I would say this, if it's the desire in your heart to go outside like Seafood, he said he want to go out one day, go out one day. But don't put pressure on yourself. It's going to come at the right time. If you put pressure on yourself, you could find yourself going out and being in a situation that that's very uncomfortable. Wait until you get that feeling to where you be like, you know what? I'm just sick of everything. I don't care what nobody say about me no more. I'm going out today. That's when you're ready to go out. Brandon Anderson. Oh, this is another good comment I've been waiting to get to. He commented on my video, Disconnect from Discord. I definitely want to come in on this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say this because these comments really in reverse, but the way I had it, but I'm going to read it the right way. But Brandon Anderson made a comment on my Disconnect from Discord video. He said, yeah, man, do what you need to do. This is about you, man. and disconnect for Discord was an explanation of why I got rid of Discord and the negativity that was on there. He said, this is about you, man. And there isn't fun anymore if your hobby become almost like a job. Maybe in a future date, something new will come up. And I want to say this to all my viewers and anybody that's watching or comes across this area of the video. I know everybody may not see this, but the people that do, I want to let you know this. This is not a hobby for me. I know for most of the people that's watching me and a lot of people that's going to come after me, you're going to get a dog and you're going to love the life and you may see it as a hobby. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I made a video called Hobby versus Lifestyle. And this is not a hobby for me. These girls are entrenched in every part of my life, and it's exactly the way I want it. You know, I understand what you're saying. If you're not meaning for this to be a job and you start posting and doing this stuff, just from posting on TikTok, you got tired because it started being a lot of work. And I understand what you mean. And that's why I don't even want to talk about making my videos behind the scenes, because I don't want to start telling you guys what it takes to make videos. I would say this is not a hobby for me. I consider this my job. I consider this my dream. I'm letting you know, I'm being transparent. I'm chasing this as my dream. You know, like I told you, I've said this before to all my viewers. I found out that God kindled something to me to where it went past just being a normal dog owner. I want to help all my dog owners, and I love everybody that's interested in this game. I want to help people that's in the game get more educated. I want to help people that's not in the game learn so they can find out if they want to get in the game. I want to help people of all shapes and sizes that want to get in this game. I want to help dog companies that are legitimate reach legitimate dog owners, and I want to help good dog owners reach legitimate companies. So I want to let you know, I want way more than a hobby. A hobby is me just going to work at finding a normal job and just coming home and being with my girls and just enjoying it, and that's dead on that. And no, that ain't what I want to do. I want to do something more. I want to be coming to you guys every single day doing what I do. But here's the deal. What I wanted to say about that was I didn't get rid of the Discord because it became like a job. I got rid of the Discord because of the negativity involved with it. It was just straight, had become poisonous. And the thing about the Discord is it was never, see, I never was involved in the Discord before I did the Discord. So I don't know how other people ran their Discords, but I didn't mean it to be what some people were cool with the way it was run, but I didn't mean for it to be what some of the people thought it was going to be. Like I said, I think that they thought that I was going to be there all the time, which I didn't make it for that. I made it for the community. Like people that's in this live stream, you may want to just go in there and check and just throw up a picture of one of your girls and be like, hey, girl, guy, just one of my girls, and you may be gone. You might check the next day to see if anybody said anything. That's why I made it. Now, like I say, later on, I was thinking about maybe doing something else with it, but I didn't get to that point because God got to a point where he got me to shut it down. But it wasn't because it was overwhelming from a work standpoint. And I felt like it was making me feel like I was at work. No, it was making me feel like it was a negative draw on my spirit. And you always got to cut away things that's a negative draw on your spirit. And don't be afraid to cut away the negative. That's the thing. Don't be afraid, because the negative will try to fool you into holding on to it. That's the funniest part. It'll try to fool you into holding on to it. I messed up and I passed that I passed my there it is. So this is what he said. What I told him was basically what I just told you guys. I said, honestly, my friend, this is my job. And nothing could steal my joy. Nothing could steal my joy from my job. And if it tries to, I cut it away, just like I did this Discord. I said, it's a lifestyle for me instead of a hobby. I already have a new plan for a better community in the future. And that will probably be related to the membership that community I plan on starting in the future. I was going to keep it a big hush-hush thing, but like I say, if you run across this on the live stream, you'll know. If not, I'll make the announcement in the future. I told him, love you. Love you. And he said, Hefner, I was on TikTok last year doing a lot of content for my dogs and similar to what you've been doing. Then it became too much too quick. And I was trying to keep my community active, but it came just like another job. And I hated it near the end. And that's what I want to address. This is a job. If you posting a whole bunch, like I say, and I ain't gonna go too much into it, but it's gonna be, even when I had a corporate job, the videos that I used to produce used to take most of my time when I wasn't at work. And I was producing I tried to produce 2 to 3 videos a week. Back then, I was trying to do 2 to 3 videos a week. And believe me, it was like a second job. And one of my friends who wanted to start a YouTube channel was like, man, I don't want to do it because it feels like a second job. And I just say this and keep it short. If it's something that you're trying to do, like, and you really love it now, you're gonna do it despite it feeling like a second job. That's what I'm saying. And I ain't coming against Brandon Denny. I'm really talking about my friend who didn't start his YouTube channel. Because Brandon Anderson, like you say, sometimes when you start stuff like this, you don't even realize you're doing. He might just start putting up videos for fun, and next thing you know, it became overwhelming. He never meant for it to get that deep. So I understand what he's meaning. But for me, when mine start getting too deep, that's when you do come across a point where you got to embrace it or fall back. And that's when God put in my spirit to, hey, embrace it. Embrace it. I got something for you. And now, like I say, this is all I want to do with my life. That don't mean that everything that comes my way that has something to do with the dog game that I'm going to engage in, because if it's not healthy, I'm going to get rid of it. And although that Discord, it was going to be, it was a few people in there. I was like, man, a couple of people, I still wanted to have access to this. But I had to cut away the negative to make room for something positive in the future. And that's what I want you guys to understand. Even though I had to cut away a couple of the things I didn't want to cut away in the process. So now I come to ZZ88 up on Dog Fever. He said he appreciated my comment, and basically I don't have to look at that one because on the last stream on Dog King Power Hour, he had made a lot of comments on my vendors video about, hey man, is this vendor legitimate, or is that vendor legitimate, or are they TDF approved? And I went through all the gamut of things he was talking about, and I told him I appreciated him. And he came back and was like, man, I appreciate you for appreciating me. And basically because I like you guys, I appreciate you guys when you comment, like I'm going through right now. You force me to look back. You force me to think. You force me to analyze. And then I also like answering questions, because what some of you may not realize is I'm answering your question. So you tune into the Dog King Power Hour to see if or when I answer your question. But the thing is, when I answer your question, I'm answering that question for hundreds of other people that's going to see that question after you, that's going to have that same question that you had. So that's why I love going through the Dog King Power Hour and answering questions and things of that nature. And I appreciate people like ZZ88 UUP or ZZ88 up. Next, I'm coming with Sang. And Sang has he has a comment on my disconnect from Discord video. And it's a short one, but it made me laugh. Because Sang said on my disconnect from Discord, and I'm coming right to my viewer comments live time. And I only got a few more of these that I'm going to hit before we leave. But Sang says, Discord or not, you still the man. And I appreciate that, Sang. God bless you, because like you said, we can't let things hold us back in this life. And although I appreciated that Discord for what it stood for, I wanted to stand for family just coming to get to know each other. It ended up not being there. And you gotta disconnect from Discord in your life to get certain advancements. And guess what? That's exactly what the hell I did. So for the time being, I'm going to put this down. I only have a few more comments to go to, and I'm going to leave those for the end. But as for right now, I'm finna catch up with you guys to see what you've been saying. I hope a lot of you are still around. I appreciate you for being around. I love you guys. And right now, I'm going to pick up right at, let's see. Let me see. Redmond said he liked my idea of a dog floor in the jail. I think that would be cool because, like you said, you can get kicked off the floor as opposed to getting your dog taken from you. Because Redmond came up, he said, man, it'd be cool if they have dogs in jail. And honestly, I had thought about that and talked about that on the stream. I think I might have talked about it on the Jack Show or something. But either way, I think that's actually a good idea, especially for people who have good behavior. But I say it'll probably make more sense to have a dog floor. That way you can just kick somebody with bad behavior off the floor as opposed to taking their dog and having people getting jealous of them. He said that's another job for the COs, cleaning dogs. I think that they should be responsible for cleaning their own dogs. That's what they should be responsible for. Now, I will say this. It would be probably more work for the dog security. I mean, for security, because they'll probably have to do a cavity check on the dog to make sure ain't nothing in there. And Science said prize. Like the, okay. Oh, he said she would be my prize. Oh, I see what you're saying now in that earlier comment. Redmond T says, walk into a nursing home and all you see are 10 out of 10 silicone dog nurses. I ain't gonna lie. As I get older, I would love to have like I've said this, I would love to have me an android dog taking care of me because I ain't got to worry about them neglecting me. Because I'm gonna tell you, a little known fact of the medical industry is in these nursing homes and things of that nature, and even in hospitals, people do not turn the elderly and they end up with bed sores and they don't tend to them properly. So it can be a horror story. Sonati said he gone. So I appreciate you, Sonati, for checking in. I think he was checking in or she was checking in from Venezuela. I appreciate you. I'm glad to have you today. I sort of missed Ludacris today. He didn't check in. And Penny's son says, King, late hello. What up, King? I mean, what up, Penny? It's me, Big Mom. Big Mom then changed his name to Penny's son. I know what it's really saying, but I can't say that. Penny's son said, hey, King, I went on a date. It was trash. My date was a feminist. I'm done, Lord. Now I'm all for no. Once again, you ain't done. Going on a date don't mean you ready for the dog lifestyle. You have to have a successful love-making adventure where you enjoy the love-making. Then, only then, can you begin to venture into the full-time dog life. John Yo say 24 hours train. Man, I might do that one day, John. I don't know if I could do it, but that'll be crazy if I could do that. Redmond says, what's a good vendor for DS Summit Dog? I think a good vendor, Redmond, for DS Summit Dog would be a Silicone Lover. What is it? Silicone Lovers. Yeah. The ones that came in 5th on my best vendors. Because I actually love the DS Summit Dog, and I was looking at them as a vendor, and they seem to be a great vendor. So that'll be a good vendor for you to check out for them. John Yo says, me and my dog are going good. Just bought her a diamond ring. Have to get it fitted still, though. Well, you better than me, man. I ain't went to the ring department yet on my girls. I do need to step up the jewelry department, though. I really do. Big Mom or Penny's son says, what's your opinion on, have you tried it? Does it have benefits? I don't even know what a no fop is. I don't know what you're talking about on that, Penny Son. I don't know what that is. Redmond says no fop can be okay for a week or two, but sexual health is important. If you make love or not fap for a while, you will get very thirsty unless you're extremely big. Oh, okay, no fap. I guess he's talking about masturbation. No, I can't lie. I agree with Redmond. I believe that I don't think you should overdo it as far as be doing it 24/7. But I do believe that it's important to clear the pipes. Because although I don't have sex with my ladies, I do clear the pipes on a regular basis to make sure that, for one, basically like Redmond says, I'm not thirsty. I'm not, on edge and things of that nature. You Ludacris, I was just talking about you, and Ludacris said, YouTube just sent me a notification. What's up with that? Luda in the house. What up, my guy? You man, good to hear from you, man. Good to see the celebrity in the house, baby. John Yo says, could you pick a favorite of your dolls? John Yo, hey, you know my favorite. You know my favorite is Cali Son. Chris says, me and my dog have been making love like no other. He said, I accidentally cut a leg off, so might have to get a new one. Didn't get the warranty plan. He said, I accidentally cut a leg off. I don't even know what you're talking about, Chris. How do you cut the leg off of a companion dog that's a silicone or a TPE dog? Unless you had her in your warehouse where you had a chainsaw and it slipped, or you dropped an axe on her leg, man, I don't know what the hell you could do to cut her leg off. I'm like, Redmond, what did you do? He says, it's a long story. The story that's worth telling, I think. Redmond says, hey, Redmond's still laughing at that. Me too, Redmond. I'm like, what is he doing? Nah. Neil the Ghost said, I seen a Jasmine doll on Google. I might get her one day. She was like a little over 1,000. Well, she ain't no real Jasmine doll. Nah. If she a little over, if a Jasmine doll now is a little over, a Jasmine doll, even though she an older model now, I think she should still run about $1,800. So nope, I wouldn't touch it. That's a fake. Don't get her. Do not get her. I done caught up. So now, guys, what I'm going to do is go back to my viewer comments. And hey, we almost close to closing the stream out, y'all. Of course, I ain't gonna stop until I read every comment I need to read. Oh, Nia asked me a question in real time. So Nia says, what do I suggest? If you're talking about getting a Jasmine doll, hey, look. You ain't got to use my link, but I would say this. Go look at my link on my about page. On my YouTube about. It's a link for sexy, real sex dolls. Go there. Go to brands. Start looking at the brands and see which brand you want. But if you want a Jasmine doll, if you want the real Jasmine doll, go to brands, then go to WM. When you go to WM, she gonna be like one of the first dolls that they have on the site. That's a real Jasmine doll. Don't get a fake. If you're gonna get her, get the real one. Okay, now I'm gonna go to some of my comments right quick. In my comments, and this is the last batch of comments, and it ain't many, on my videos. And it's starting with Brandon Anderson. Oh no, I finished. Brandon Anderson, that was his comment when he said when he made the statement about this being a hobby, and I was like, he wasn't. It was just a misunderstanding or miswording. He didn't know, but I was just letting him know and anybody else know that for me, this is not a hobby. This is my job. Benny Cameron commented, the guy who this whole stream was based on. Benny Cameron, once again, this whole stream was based on Last But Not Least. He made a contribution to my show. And like I said, I appreciated it, but it came at the very last second of the last Dog King Power Hour. So it didn't get recognized. And I'm like, no, you might have been last, but you ain't least. And this girl sitting next to me, as fine as she is, she started out like the number 2, not like the number 3 girl, and she was trying to make her way to the number 2 girl. And she's dropped all the way to the number 4 girl. And she's number 4 right now, last, but she's not least either. So that's why she is co-piloting this show. So with all that said, Benny Cameron commented on my video called Disconnect from Discord as well. What did he say? He said something. What did he say? He said, okay. He said, I'm going to get you some more viewers. We know, he said, we know more viewers will do a lot of good for you and grow the community. But we also know the larger crowd, the more riffraff. I'm pretty sure you are the kind of person that will still shine regardless of the dark hearts that may try to dim your light. And I told him, thanks for the love and support, my friend, which I really mean that. For anybody that's telling anybody about my channel, drawing anybody here, sharing a link or anything, I appreciate and love you. And yes, more viewers. I would really love that for the community and for the channel. And he said it'll bring more riffraff or negative people. And he said, I'm sure that you won't let that bother you. I surely won't. I would not let any negativity bother me. Negativity is par for the course. With more people, more influence, the bigger this show grows and things of that nature, of course, it's going to be more negative weeds that pop up. But I'm not defined by the negative weeds. I'm defined by the positivity that's in my life. And I'm not going to let any of these negative weeds take over me. And like I say, if there are patches of negativity, I either ignore them or remove them from my life and keep going forward. Hey, like I always say, it's this dude named Paul in the Bible. He always used to say, I might not be good at one thing, but one thing I'm good at is forgetting the past and looking forward to the future. And that's a saying that I've been trying to adopt in my life ever since I heard it. Forget the past, look forward to the future. And so Edmond Dantes, he come in on Dog Fever. What Edmond Dantes say, man? He said, Edmond Dantes says, he says, come on. We almost there. He said, I got that Dog Fever myself. It's not hard. He said, it's not hard. He said, it's hard not to want to engage sexually with the dogs. But since I'm not going that route, I'm not looking at the overall proportion of dogs. He said, I'm looking more into realism and quality. That being said, my list is now Godnode, Sino, Starprint, Iron Tech, and WM. This dude got a nice list of dogs. I mean, and like I told him, he said, God willing, he said, I would buy these in reverse order. He said, the honorable mention is Piper Dog. He said, if I ever surpass just companionship, the list will change. And I was like, nah, bro, with that list, you got a list where you can make love and they can just be companions, either which way you want to go. But I would say this, it's not hard for me to not engage sexually. I will say, if you get into the point where it's just you come into the room and it's hard for you not to engage sexually, unless you just getting the dog. Because when you just getting the dog, I do want you to practice restraint if you can for a month. I would really love for you to at least do that, maybe 2 months. But if you'd have had the dog for a while, a month or so, and you just walking in there and you just really, it's hard for you to restrain, man, look, go ahead and make love because you already at the point that I'm saying you need to be at. You're at the point to where, man, it's hard for you to resist your dog. So you can make love to her. But, you know, a lot of people have spoken bad about some of these silicone dogs and you not being able to make love to them. But yeah, you can, especially the way they're making this silicone. Now, a lot of this silicone is a lot softer and all this. It was those older silicone dogs are just straight up hard. Now, some of these silicone dogs have their hard spots where their thighs or something, or, you know, certain parts of their arm may not be as soft, but they mostly all come with these, or the option to have soft butts and soft breasts and things of that nature. So you can always soften them up. But from what I've been seeing, especially on a lot of these silicone dolls with platinum silicone and organic silicone, this silicone is so soft to where it's like TPE, where you can make love or they can just be your companions, either one you want to go. So that's why I say with your list, sorry about that, with your list, you can do either. And then Withering Liberal, he commented on my video, disconnect from Discord, and I appreciated this comment that he made. He said, and it's a simple but true comment. He said, because on disconnect from Discord, once again, I got rid of the Discord because it was too much negativity happening. He said, the world doesn't need negativity. Good for you. And that's exactly why I snipped the balls of that show. I got rid of it. Bye-bye. I love you people in there. That was good, but you can't have negative energy draining at your body, especially when you got a calling on your life. Get rid of the negative and move forward. I got two more comments. Nisi Ross. It's a guy that, honestly, he's been here since the beginning. Nisi Ross has. He's been here since the beginning. And what he said was, he said something on my video, Da Fever. And what he said was, and honestly, I misremembered him on this. He said, hey, brother, Jay, he said, I'm the same way as far as having dog fever. He said, right now, I almost have 30 dogs. And last I checked with him, he had like 10 or 11 dogs. So either he's gotten 20 dogs since I talked to him, which was within the last year, or I misunderstood him at the beginning. But he said, either way, he said, but it's still one I really love being with. He said, I love all my girls very much, but his girl Nisi is the one he's always with. And he said, that's the one I always love. He said, she's my first girl. He said, we've been together 8 years and I'm a very happy man. And like I say, I keep thinking about that. And I said, I'm going to do a show about that one day about Cali soon, about how, man, I don't care how expensive a girl get. I think I'm still going to have her in the forefront at all times. So the last comment I'm going to read is Sang. And he commented on my video, Blessings. And he made me feel good when he made this comment. I love this comment that he made on Blessings. And he basically said this. He said, man, it's Blessings. It's one of my rap videos. And I promise you, man, I got several songs I should be finishing, but I haven't been able to pay enough attention to them lately. But he said, I actually listen to Blessings. That's one of my songs in my daily life. And man, honestly, that's why I made those videos. I made those videos in hopes that, man, as a dog owner, sometimes you'll turn one of those songs on and not only trip off of it, but hey, hear something in that song to make you bop your head as a dog owner and be like, you know what? I'm cool with this. Now, I ain't got none of these songs on Spotify or place where they can be bought otherwise or anything. But hey, guess what? Until I make a transition in the future, hey, take some time. Listen to the Dog King soundtrack, baby. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you, Sang, for listening to that song on a regular basis. And now I'm actually done with the viewer comments off my videos. And anybody that's commenting on my videos, as you see, I really value them. I like to come back to them, catch up and comment on them. And one day I might not be able to read them all or get to everyone I want to get to, but that would be a good problem. But until then, I'm going to get everyone that I can that I think has a lot of importance or meaning to it for me. And now we're going to close this thing out by catching up with the live stream questions and comments. And what happened was Nia told me he appreciated what I told him about, hey, man, stand away from that $1,000 Jasmine doll because it ain't nothing but a setup. I told him to go, he can use my site to even just look around. There's a lot of great vendors in this world. You can go check vendors on TDF. You can just do a search yourself. Hey, there's a lot of great vendors in this world. You ain't got to use the one that's on my YouTube channel, but the one that's on my YouTube channel, Sexy Real Sex Doll, great with customizations. They have a lot of great brands, and they always running deals. So you can at least go there and look and get an idea for what you want. So that's what I told him to go look. Redmond says Real Dog's AI is not as good, and I don't know about that. I don't know whether he's right or wrong about that. Redmond says go to a good vendor. I agree. That's what we're talking to Neil. Neil says I'm a rookie. Hey, and that's exactly why I'm here, Neil, to keep a rookie from making a mistake, from buying a dollar off eBay, from going to one of these secondhand sites. No, go ahead. You'll be better to spend the extra couple of $100 on a real vendor than spending $300 less on some fake mess. What? Chris Bacon said I was giving it some plow. He was giving his dog some, making love to his dog. He tripped on his underwear around his ankles and then fell and the leg snapped between me and the bed. Ooh, that sounds terrible, bro. That sounds terrible. Well, I'm going to tell you, Chris, the problem with you is I'm a no underwear guy. If I'm making love, I ain't got no underwear and pants and all this other mess around my leg. So you may want to go to a no underwear guy in the future, man. I'm not with things restricting my legs unless I'm in a precarious position. Like I have been with a girl in a car before. So in that position, you got to have your pants sort of hanging down. But if I'm in a room or something, oh, man, all clothes is off. They all off. Lowly Life says, no waifu, no layfu. Lowly Life says, I can't wait to have my new dog. Have my dog when I move into my new apartment. I can't wait till you have it either. Redman asked Chris what his next dog is going to be. I'm going to see if he answered. I don't think he did. Redman say he like dog rich. I appreciate you, Redman. I appreciate you, Redman. He said somebody made Redmond said somebody made a YouTube video with the Real Dog AI. He said it's not good or smart. I've seen Matt with the Real Dog, and he did a demonstration with it. It sounded pretty cool. It was learning and everything. Man, you got to search Matt McCullen, man, the owner Real Dog, and look up some of his videos with the dog, man. I've seen some where he did really. It looked really good. I'm not a fan of any AI right now, honestly. I just feel like none of it is going to have the depth of conversation that I'm looking for. I'd rather just, like I say, rely on my imagination unless somebody gave me an AI right now. But I do understand that it's growing. And like I say, if Real Dog was to give me an AI, I would definitely take it. But I think I would rather wait right now. I would rather wait. But with all that said, man, I'm done with all the comments, live stream. I'm done with all the comments on my videos. It's been a hell of a day. Once again, man, this is literally, I had to say it, this is my favorite day of the week as far as my show. It's just fun. It's laid back. And Redmond says the dog can react to sex too. You have technology to where they put the sensor in the vagina and it makes faces and moans. My only thing about that is it's like turning on a porno. When I heard her making the sounds, I was like, I don't like it. It's just not, like I said, some of that stuff is not interactive. It's not for me. I'd rather rely on my imagination, or like you say, it sounded like almost a porno to me. But I appreciate the effort that they're trying to do with these AIs. I do appreciate the effort. I really do. I really do. So I want to thank for saying he was the only one that actually donated today. But I do appreciate him. I want to thank him. I want to thank you for anybody that may donate in the future. I want to thank you to Benny Cameron. Once again, he was the subject of this show. He donated the last Dog King Power Hour. So it was last but not least. I want to thank my guy, Butt P. He donated over the weekend. I appreciate him. I want to thank everybody that has participated in this live stream, all the questions, all the concern, all the love. I feel it. I want to thank you, Jack Green. Like I say, he brought up some good points. And like you say, he understood the ins and outs of it, didn't get upset. You know, I just love that part about it, man. Hey, some people even may see things a little differently than me. I still may not see it your way, but I don't hate you for it. I still love you and I still appreciate you. So with all that said, man, we're getting ready to make our way out of here. Sane says, every week I got you. I love you, Sane. I appreciate you, man. And I thank you for coming back. And once again, man, I'm looking forward to everybody's comments and just being a part of the show. I really, really appreciate it. But I guess with all that said, man, been J. King Hefner, the beautiful Austin the Moon, and laying out over there. She wasn't really a part of the show, but the beautiful Queen Callie, Miss Electric Blue, she definitely sends her love, and so does the other girls that's in hibernation right now. But we love you. We appreciate you. Don't forget to drop questions, comments. Hey, we here to help. But as of now, me, Jada King Hefner, the beautiful Austin the Moon, and Callie Song, we are out. Time for the closing.